Welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I'm your host Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch. And today, we return for a back-to-back stream of ANNO Mutationem. Today, is the final chapter of our first playthrough of this game. It's been an interesting journey so far, but I'm also ready for the conclusion. Are you? I just noticed the lights are also very different. I think I chose the wrong scene. Let me go ahead and fix that. That's what I love about it. Color changing lights, right? It's weird. Oh, there we go. The camera was just being odd. Okay, that is super weird. Oh, it's a different scene. It's like playing through. I think there's an update on this app, so it's not static. I didn't realize that. Weird. Anyway. Make sure everything's okay. Controller set. Let's finish the game. Yeah, now that I see it, the lights are changing. It's cycling through. How's it going, Vanoa? Welcome back. You playing Ruina today? Sort of the light situation's kind of odd. I don't know why the lights are going kind of crazy on me. These supposed smart lights. I'm not sure if the color was changing in the afternoon, but now it's changing. Anyway, we're here to finish it. We're in the final chapter of ANNO, so we are going to finish ANNO Mutationem tonight. We are going to make a choice. The Circle Consortium is my fate, like a ring without an exit too. The important looking person in front of me has been waiting for me. Looks like he's the one Dr. Monkey mentioned. Follow the monkey's direction to the Circle Consortium. It's not as weird as it sounds. We're going to learn everything. I hope. Oh, by the way, these are SCPs. So they are anomalies, SCPs, variants, whatever you want to call the SCPs. So, about to enter the final chapter. You won't be able to go back to previous chapters. Enter now. So I do have a save. We have a save prior to this. In case we want to pick up where we left. Like, I think... Checking the map. Well, we don't have access to the world map, do we? I don't know what the post game is, but we did miss a few quests. Like, we only got up to 80+% side quest completion in the different zones. So that is unfortunate. But we're here now in the final chapter. Point of no return. No turning back. We don't even have keys to open that. The pre-final boss stage. Is this your second or fifth playthrough of ANNO? And are you finally going to get that 100% completion today? Wait a minute, I'm just being bothered by the lights. I don't know why the lights are changing. Let's also give it a second. Let's just settle in before we go to the final chapter. I don't know how long this final chapter is. There we go. Oh, so you're doing it as a single 100% completion run. I see. That is a challenge. Like I usually expect, like you finish the game and then you go back and achievement hunt. But more power to you, doing it in one go. Then again, I'm not familiar with the format of Ruin yet. I just got started on Lobotomy Incorporated. Thank you again, Big B, for that. And I also tried the first half hour of the Nonary games, the very first game. It is quite intriguing. Thank you for that, Fisher. I need to find time for these games. But I didn't expect ANNO Mutationem, the game we're playing now, I did not expect us to go into SCP territory. It is so unexpected. But now I'm more familiar with the inspirations of it. Like, since you introduced me to SCP, I now see it everywhere. Okay, so there's like, you could still play the game after it ends. Yeah, like like those open world games where you finish the main quest and you go back and wipe up anything you want. All right, everyone. Strap in, and will we finally find our brother? I swear, again, I'm gonna get so mad when we finally meet our brother, if they decide to like kill him. We spent how many hours in this game? 24 hours. Here we go.
Right. This elevator leads to the consortium's inner halls.
What's up? Huh?
Hey. Darling? If one day I'm no longer around, will you be bored without me? Probably not. I know you think I'm pretty.
Wait, is she sick?
Why are you saying this?
Nothing. I just don't want you to get bored. I heard you say you'd take me to see the real ocean.
You weren't asleep?
Oh, there we go.
Never show your feelings. I just want to see a different side of you. You have to keep your promise.
I will.
And
The red flags.
gotta go.
What's happening? Ayane, what? Are you captured, sick? What's going on? Ah! Oh no, they got her! Why did they... Dewata, you just came in on time. They did something to Ayane. All the death flags. They should not have talked about the ocean. This is what happens when you plant red flags. Death flags. Okay, this is like totally SCP again, but this is control. This is like the foundation level of control. What's going on? What did they want with me? Everything was orchestrated. We never had agency to begin with. Everything was a carefully constructed sequence of events to get us here in this moment. For what? For what? Howdy. Sorry, just couldn't help it. Why are they all dressed
Finally,
like cowboys?
Next time, hurry up.
Caster.
He was waiting. Who
Who?
are you?
Stop
Michelle?
asking questions. No time for chit chat.
Oh, come on.
What are you doing? Hold on!
Ah! Vaguely biblical symbology. Oh no, are they forcing a transformation?
This is it. You are not bad, see? All right, it's showtime.
Waiting. That's the thing. That's the Evangelion thing. It was pinned together by that spear. And I'm like, is that me, mother? What are you doing? What's going on? Are they gonna take the spear out? They did take the spear out. They released whatever that thing was.
Very good. Huh? One's missing? Never mind. Let's go, Melissa.
Melissa. That's a new character, or I don't remember every meeting. I don't even know who this dude is. Or I forgot.
You.
So they needed me to get the spear. Subtitles spoiled me the name. Amok. That's me? That sounds like Tubi. Angry Tubi.
An even greater, darker power will enter the world. It will mean the end of all life. You are the only one who can stop this.
No, this is fake, right? Wait, what? Or did we fail the game? No, it's probably like a... There we go. You saved me? This isn't supposed to be the end. You can't let the Amok break out of the hinterland. Otherwise, the whole world will come to an end. What's this place? Teleportation Tech Lab. Castor wanted to revitalize his family business. So, he started working with the consortium. Not knowing he's become nothing more than a pawn to that lunatic. You must destroy his teleportation tech. That'll ruin their entire plan. Okay, lady. Now go! Destroy the device in his hands! Sure. Meh. Ever reliable corn man. What's up? Yeah. What is up? Welcome to achoo, to the corn shop. Endorphins achoo, are good when you have a cold. Do you want one? You sick, man? You need help? Here, let this buy for some medicine. Maximum number reached? Oh, you can only have up to 5. Okay. Well, I'm all good, corn man. We got enough corn juice for the end of the game. Remember the priorities of our contract. Fix the teleportation coordinates and assist in recovering subjects for my program. Expanding the teleportation area should be a secondary goal. I'll provide you with sophisticated technical support to expand the teleportation area when the time comes. You can submit the experiment details to the consortium as long as the basic values match. I will give you all full support in lab rats and funding. I'll be watching what you do. Also, keep an eye on your little sister, the ice lover. Don't get me into any more trouble. They're like introducing characters at the end of the game. And it's like, huh? Who? Who that? Yo, wait, is that the protagonist fellow? But he has blue hair. Ooh, did he get scrapped for parts? Oh. Oh! D-class space employee. Report number F1214. R&D, person in charge, Caster. Details about the fission experiment 5201A, the 14th lab report. I'm so done with this. I even had the project department add a few lines of code to this thing, but that didn't help it evolve at all. Stop making me write reports. Is Caster the cowboy? Controlled experiment. 45 samples. The 46th sample will soon be found. The next comparable sample. Are you okay? Guess not. What did they do to Ayane? You already had the MacGuffin brother all the way to the end, and now you're gonna grab Ayane for something? Leverage, I guess. Entry 1012. Finally, progress. I can't believe how I managed so much in so little time. This is not just the genius stuff, this is paradigm changing. Paradigm changing. Now, I need to make sure C understands the potential of this. He's absent-minded lately, and he keeps sending that long-haired freak over in to check on me. Entry 1300. C, that arrogant bleep, pushing me every day for getting the portal technology ready for a super important, super secret, super whatever plan involving a test case from the cancelled redacted. Who even redacts these notes? Fine, I don't care, as long as it gives me enough resources to continue my research. 1305. I think Melissa's the one they erased. Like, we were supposed to know Melissa, but they edited our memories to forget about Melissa. Melissa froze the water basin again, and those dumb bureaucrats are trying to put it on me. I don't have time for this. Seriously, how are we related? Me, a unique scientific mind. She, a little deviant that refuses to talk and is always making a mess of everything. Is everybody trying to stop me from achieving greatness? Wow. What's that? What's that? The current stage of the experiment cannot confirm that spatial coordinates of the passage exit. Multiple sets of data are needed for accuracy and eventually to have that data finalized. After urban sampling and transport, the input coordinates are finally fixed in a specific range of values. Number of samples outside the base, 16, all frozen. Number of damaged samples, 26. Number of lost samples, 3. Huh? Hi. What are you checking?
C sent you here? Patience. It's still being tested.
Who is C? And who are you?
Who am I? Utterly pathetic. Such ignorance needs to end. Off you go.
Again? They just love throwing us through trap doors. If not trap doors, trap portals.
What happened? Ayane?
Trap doors, trap portals, trap boxes.
Outside suddenly. There's sand and stones. What the? This place. What's going on? Hey.
Hi, Melissa. Ah! I'm supposed to remember you according to the notes I read. But I don't! And you're here to kill me? Are you number 5? Or number 7? If you're my sister, we can like talk about this. Ow. I can parry that, right? Can I parry it? go. That's a good parry. Orange juice, save me. Bam. What is that? What do you got? Ice wings? Oh, shoot. Okay. Fancy tricks. Crap. Do I get the parry windows right? Ow. Parry! I cannot parry that, I guess. I'm risking everything for... Ow. Disengage. Oh. Come on. Parried. Oh, that's not enough space for me. Ow. Crap. Ow. Hey. Here we go again. Wrong way, Ayane. Finally. Parrying! Yay! I thought it was over. Are you gonna send me through another portal?
You can just leave it to me, Melissa. Step aside, I'll handle her. This will be a great chance to experiment. Allow me to send you through a one-way portal to hell.
Here we go again. Huh?
What's happening? Something's wrong. That bastard. He tricked me.
Joke's on you, messing with portal technology. Ah! My sister, I think? A sister? Where are they headed out? Do we jump in with them? Where did they go? Portals. More portals. Oh. So C's done in using them. What were these two even after? I don't even remember. Emoji. Uwu. Hmm? Oh, yeah. Oh. Meanie. I'm really trying to remember who the hell these people are. Like, what were they trying to do or gain? Eh? Another person. Oh, sorry, landed on him. Well, that concludes that.
All obstacles have been cleared. Back now to where you once failed. Time to uncover your true destiny.
I think I have to like go through a refresher course on the story.
You have stopped a catastrophe.
Catastrophe?
The misguided one tried to use Castor's technology to gain an ancient power from Hinterland, called Diphius Breath, a terrible object capable of interdimensional wreckage.
You mean that spear stuck in the pillar?
Yes, its power is beyond recognition. When the portal to Hinterland is forced open, you will die immediately. Also, regarding the person you saw hanging, sealed by Diphius Breath.
How's it going, Korgol? I'm not getting.
Wait, do you mean Amok?
I transformed into Amok.
Yes, the Anne from another world.
Oh, it's Anne from another
One whose path
world.
differs from you entirely, yet is still you. If she enters this world, she will turn it into an endless hell. She wants to use you, availing herself of your powers to leave Hinterland and enter this world.
What do you want, woman in the mask?
That dangerous?
Yeah, oh no, she has evil wings.
Why don't you do it? Stop this from happening.
Who are you even? Who is that cowboy? I'm so lost. I'm you from another timeline.
I'm but a shadow in this world.
No.
A high-dimensional projection. A watcher guiding you to the correct path. At least, to a path that saves your world from utter destruction.
This person called C? He wants me here in order to get that weapon?
Yes, and he has failed.
Okay, now
Together,
what?
we've brought this madness to an end.
That can't be it. Awkward.
Time for you to continue. People are waiting for you.
Why do I get the feeling it's not over? Alright, I understand that much. Like, get the spear for power or whatever, but like, who was that other cowboy in a trench coat? And Melissa? What were they after? Where are we? Oh, we are in the Circle headquarters. Finally, my brother!
Ryan, finally!
Welcome back, 06.
Let go of my brother!
Sis, leave me!
Oh my god, if they kill him.
This was a trap from the very beginning.
Oh no! It was a trap all
I've
along.
sent my men to get your little friend.
If you hurt my brother, or Ayane, I'll make you suffer. You run!
Huh? Is that a reality anchor? What is that?
What have you done to me?
Just helping you calm down. You'll get what you want once this matter is settled. For now, you need to help us with the plan.
What plan?
Follow me.
Okay, so one of them went rogue. So now we're gonna work
We
with
have a situation
there.
that you need to assist me with.
What do you mean? Where's Ayane?
Like I said, you can see her once we resolve this matter. We have to hurry. There's a special person that we need to deal with inside. The plan goes like this. You and Sigrid are to team up.
We're
and
gonna go
take
team
care
up
of
with
them.
Sigrid.
Should you fail, the consortium, if not the entire world, will be destroyed.
Okay, sounds easy enough.
Including your family and friends.
I'm getting tired of all this. I'll help you, but you must keep them safe.
Very well. Take this.
This is N540?
It'll heal you and restrain your entanglitis. We should act. Head to the conference room. I'll meet you there.
So it's meant to keep me on this plane of reality. So the whole transformation business was my other half bleeding into this reality. So that's actually not me. We thought it was a disease, Korgol, but apparently it's something to do with them messing with our memories and us shifting in between realities. Like once in a while, it'll flare up and we end up in the other dimension. But they kept us in the dark about it and they said that it was a disease.
Oh.
So this is the secret society behind all of this. If you're familiar with SCP, we just played it. SCP Secret Files. You know, they deal with anomalous objects, supernatural occurrences, paranormal entities, and they research this stuff. Yes, I have many questions. But all Anne can ask is the question we've been asking 24 hours of gameplay. Where's my brother? They took him to another location. You needn't worry. He is safe. What about Ayane, my best friend and girlfriend? Can I see them now? Don't make it difficult for me. I know you worry about them. But there is a greater crisis waiting for you to solve. Dr. G and Sigrid should have arrived at the council chamber. Do whatever you can to help them. Sigrid is a SCP-class child with reality-bending powers. She is one of the most powerful beings in this entire dimension. And I'm going to be teaming up with her for something. One of their own council members went rogue because of a disaster from a tragedy with a capital T. A calamity with a capital C. You know how it goes. Some cataclysm that went on in the past because of a portal opening or a gate opening or something. And it seems like the one who went rogue wants to get revenge on people and reset the world because he's hurt. And he doesn't have much time left. So yeah. Dr. G against Dr. C. This is not a small matter. We've never seen them face off like this. Wow, okay. Dr. G is going to bring Sigrid safely to the council chamber. You should head to the chamber soon. Sigrid's the girl. Dr. C? Who is this Dr. C you guys mentioned? Sorry, I didn't come for far too long. Dr. C is the supervisor at the facility and Dr. G is the project manager. He and Dr. C are at each other's throats. It was C's idea to lure your brother here. For some reason, C has become more and more fanatic recently. Is he the one who took Ayane? Nope, your hacker friend is in our hands. She knows too much about the consortium. Don't worry, Dr. G told us to treat her well. What on earth is this place for? The Ring Consortium is an organization that deals with any abnormalities in the world. To put it more frankly, we secure and contain any beings that aren't normal. So SCP Foundation. Or the Federal Bureau of Control. In this case, the Consortium. Did I get their name right? Ring Consortium. And we plan and develop things to better protect the world. Each facility is but one node. We have a great many of these nodes all over the world. Why are you telling me? Are you hoping that we... Is this the future of the series where we end up working with the Ring Consortium? They're well hidden to avoid unnecessary attention. Got it. You have any more lore bits? Sigrid? Who is Sigrid? A girl, about 7 years old. She's one of the most important targets under the Consortium's close surveillance. Now this kid, Korgel, this kid can literally wish for Santa Claus, and Santa Claus will materialize before us as a living, breathing being. She can wish anything she wants, and it'll happen. She holds a rare power that can twist reality. She's an Infinity Stone. She's the Reality Stone. Twist reality? Yes, to put it simply, she's capable of changing the fabric of our world. Since you're having an ad break right now, you probably can't hear us. Like making pigs fly or dragons exist. Or summoning Santa Claus. You know what? I'm actually super happy that I played SCP Secret Files before this. Because now I'm so much more familiar with the setting. With the inspirations of the setting. And the fact that in this world, we get to work with SCP-6 something. The little girl, Siguros. Siguros didn't have a good ending in SCP Secret Files. But in this case, we actually get to work with a reality-bending child to save the world. Ah yeah, Santa Claus is a Coke ad. So it's crazy. She watches TV and she says, I wish I was in a castle with my knight in shining armor, and it's all gonna happen. But yeah, Vanwa, it's like, ah yes, this is kind of like redemption for, not redemption, but salvation for Siguros. In this case, Sigrid. Why is everything so chaotic here? Dr. C tampered with security permissions, causing the security bots and defense system to get out of control. There were also some offensive codes sent to the ESD staff, and now they're attacking anyone in sight. What's worse, some of the contained abnormalities were set free. That is the worrying issue. If it weren't for Dr. G saving me, I'd be long dead by now. So that's why you're hiding here? Some of us have evacuated to the safe zone, and others, we chose to stay here. They're still fighting. I already talked to you about these. Oh damn, I can't escape. The thing in the back, that's also very familiar. This one reminds me of something from Punishing Grey Raven. It's like this is what the constructs are based on. It looks like some kind of totem, but what does it mean? Is this the Tree of Life? Vanoa? Because it's very familiar to me. Because in Punishing Grey Raven, this also appears as a motif. It's a central motif in Punishing Grey Raven. Kabbalah, Tree of Life. No wonder. Okay. This seems to be... We've seen this all around the facility now. They haven't really explained what it is or why. But now it makes sense. Now it makes sense because in Punishing Grey Raven, they also talk about that kind of symbology. Let me check this real quick. Learning new things. There it is. Tree of Life, Kabbalah. Used in various mystical traditions. It usually consists of 10 or 11 nodes symbolizing different archetypes and 22 lines. Yep, this is it. Fascinating stuff. The nodes usually represent encompassing aspects of existence, God, or the human psyche. The lines usually represent the relationship between the concepts ascribed to the spheres or a symbolic description of the requirement to go from one sphere to another. The nodes are also associated to deities, angels, celestial bodies, values, etc., etc., etc. Cool. So we are subject 6. Oh, 6. Whenever I see you, all I can think of is the insane workload that flows in like a tide. There's 32 new versions of Dr. C's Gatekeeper project. It's all because you didn't follow the instructions. Well, I'm sorry, I don't remember that because they erased my memory. Can't you just listen for once? I don't even know what you're talking about. So apparently, I'm 6. I'm part of the Gatekeeper project. I came from here. I guess I was born here. Or manufactured here. But for some reason or another, they wiped our memories. So hey, we're here. LC and LOR got really deep on that one. So yeah, more LC flashbacks. I'm still waiting for the A to show up. Yeah, I'm still no idea. There was a whole list. Agent A is like... Or Subject A is safely sequestered somewhere. How's it going, Izzy? We are in the final chapter now. We've gone full SCP mode here, and now we're gonna help a reality-bending magic child against, I don't know, evil forces, a rogue agent, to save the world. What happened? I have no idea. I went out as soon as I heard the level 5 alarm. Me too. Maybe some detainees have escaped? If that's the case, we should have been told to go to the emergency shelter. So that means it's not that serious. But it was a level 5 alarm. I guess people are in the dark here. Though I don't know what happened exactly, I do hope everything can get back to normal ASAP. Me too, buddy. Register. Jot down the identities and the numbers of people. Report to my superior and submit a report. Can you leave me alone? My managers will punish me if I don't finish this. How will they punish? They'll make me regret being born, obviously. Oof, toxic work environment. I came out in a hurry. Grom, your ESD? Here, take this. I won't need it now. And it may come in handy. What is ESD? I heard something went wrong with the facility supervisor, but who knows? Perhaps the alarm has something to do with it? Well, we are in their main research facility. Well, one-off. They just basically hinted at... They just basically lore drop future sequels and stuff. Sorry, future sequels. Sequels and stuff. SecureBot started coming out of nowhere. They drove us out. Damn near scared the crap out of me. More LC than SCP. I gotta play LC. I just started on LC. Look at this guy's bag. Do you have an anomalous object in there, sir? Sir? I just got back from a business trip. What happened? What happened? How could something so serious have happened this quickly? So, well, obviously none of the rank and file are informed. They have no idea what's going on. But yes, this is the Ring Consortium. And I guess Ann might... Who knows? I don't know what the ending is. Ah, the detainees have escaped. Don't scare me. I'm too young to die. I don't want to die. It's my first day working here. That is a level 5 alarm. Oh, sorry, rookie. The highest level. We better get to shelter. You know, as fascinating as a facility like this is, I would not like to work with SCPs. Like, I'd love to read about them, but I wouldn't want to be the person observing them. I might turn into a toaster. Literally. Whoa. So much has happened to here. It's me in sprite form. So much has happened here in such a short time. Based on multiple tests, I've returned to the hall. Well, as expected, the results mean that I am lost. Was there an emergency? The passages have been blocked, and I lost an important confidential file. Huh. I'm talking to myself again. Hello? My name is Gordon Mulf. Since you've come here, I trust you are a member of the consortium. Nod. The Grom system. You must be the new squad's ESD? I might be. I guess it's their MTF here, the ECD. I was teleported to this place for a secret task. I came here, but you can tell that the advanced security has been activated. I lost the confidential file when I was panicking. Dr. G sent me from... He just redacted himself. Oh, right. You don't need to know this much. If it's okay, would you mind fetching my lost file? Side quests in the final chapter? Sure. Oh, sorry. I'm too road weary. I only remember that I went to the archive room. Maybe that's where I lost the file. An emergency happened here. You must be careful. Well, no shit. This guy's so out of it. Chill, there's no big deal. Those doctors have quite a few tricks up their sleeves. Oh no, they went in and started arguing again. They've been arguing for the past 10 minutes or so. They always involve Einderson mechas in their arguments. Oops, me and my big mouth. These people need to reread their confidentiality clauses. ESDs are swarming toward the conference room. Something must have happened there. Many security bolts have been hacked and reprogrammed, and now they've gone berserk. Who is behind this? Who indeed? Perception based? Oh, that's so cool. So that's like a little teaser that he has some powers as well. Alright, I actually have a side quest. Where do I go? There's a fight in the conference room. I heard people fighting when I ran out. Who was fighting? Can the detainees get into the conference room? All the D-class, all the detainees. It's a containment breach. Dr. C's doing something in the conference room. But it's been blocked for quite some time, from a long time. So Dr. C locked himself in the conference room. No one knows what he's thinking about. I guess the only person who knows him is G. Who knows what these supervisors are up to? Damn. This place. Are you ESD? You must know what happened inside. Alright. Besides the mass-produced 08M, are there any other female ESDs? Is he pointing out the fact that there are no female sprites for these soldiers? Anderson Robotics is an organization. Oh, so they just renamed them as Einderson here. So all of these mechas are from Einderson. No coincidence there. Anderson, Einderson. Hey, it's our monkey friend. finally here, Subject 6. He's a very deep voice. Go to the council chamber and help G. You must stop C's crazy plan. Why must Dr. G take the girl with him? If he wants to solve the problem, let me go with him. Sigrid is an important part of the plan. Only through her power can we end C's madness. If the kid just thinks about anything, it'll happen. How do you even counter against that? C probably surrounded himself with reality anchors. That's the only way they can counter someone like Sigrid. Take this, it might come in handy. One more question. Is this the place where I was? The Gatekeeper Project. Among the test cases. Primus inter pares. Sorry, what does that mean? Another connection, Vanoa? Let me just Google this. Primary inter pares. Primus inter pares. A first among equals. The senior or representative member of a group. For example, the feudal king was primus inter pares among his vassals. Maybe. Probably is, Vanoa, because B. Again, this is not a coincidence. I'm pretty sure Bright. Well, he's one of the council members. It's the amulet that lets you switch bodies? Oh, I didn't notice it! Vanoa, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad we played SCP before this. Imagine if I got into this part of the game without playing SCP Secret Files. I'd be like, ooh, this is cool. Not knowing this is all from SCP. You are a bridge to Hinterland. That's all I am to you? A bridge? A test subject? I'm a person, damn it. G's in the council chamber. Now go. Don't let your hesitation destroy the ones you cherish. You know what you should do next. We pledge to defend this area and stop any detainees from escaping. Beep, beep, beep. That's a storage room. We can't let those rampaging robots... I'm sorry I interrupted you. Where? Never mind. Are you a newcomer? Squad Epsilon 11 has been ordered to guard this area. There's a personnel change going on inside. I suspect it's due to some issues with the detainees. So not even the response team knows anything. To them, I'm just part of the consortium. Here we go. Sup, everyone? Hey! How long do we have to stay here? Yeah, how long? I want to go to the shelter. It should be safer there. Keep your mouth shut, okay? We are doing everything to protect you. Damn! Who the hell caused this? Internal problems. Are you having a problem deciding what to buy in the vending machine? Oh no. Please be safe, darling. I'll be here waiting for you. Oh dear. She's not worrying about the vending machine. She's worrying about her loved one. Hold up. There's a side quest where... Well, I can't access the archives, so I can't find the file for that NPC. I was in the midst of my research project when the alarm went off. Well, it was pretty much the same for me. I was browsing through files in the lounge. Oh wait, that is the optional room. Detainment, custody, seizure, monitor. Secure, contain, protect. It's like plot twist, we're actually playing more SCP games. The supervisor's office is right ahead. It should be safe here. Why didn't they take us to the shelter? There's probably some sacred text or something. Oh, what? Hey, this was in the cutscene. Data report 1096, provided by blank. Gatekeeper Project 6 status report. This is us! Document rank required, supervisor level only. During the ROM simulation while testing the new GROM prototype 06 collapsed again is the beginning of the game. Recorded numbers, including T variables and battle stats, went through the roof. As before, when 6's stimulation reaches levels mid to high level intensity, her ability is triggered, unbeknownst to her. Included in the report is a short video showcasing a burst of physical transformation. As first surmised by Supervisor C, the recent increase in transformations seems to go together with the maturation of her ability. I am slightly concerned about 6's stability, certainly in light of previous occurrences. We'll continue current routine until further notice. Let me check this SCP. This is the medallion? Yup. Vano, this is it. This is exactly the medallion on the monkey. They're just wholesale lifting these SCPs now. Oh, don't say that, Izzy. I still have hope for the stealth genre. Honestly, one of my favorite genres. But now I'm also having doubts about the Splinter Cell reboot. I mean, I'm glad Splinter Cell's coming back. It's about time. I loved Chaos Theory and Blacklist. But, you're right. It's just... Well, Deus Ex scratched the stealth game itch, but I want more stealth games, Izzy. The studio that helped work in Tenchu is making a PS2 looking ass stealth game. No, that's unfortunate. Well, it may look like a PS2 game, but I don't know, maybe it'll play well. Kamizawa Way of the Thief. Thank you for that recommendation. I have so many tabs open. Oh, it's on Steam. Alright, this looks pretty rough. Release date is October. Jeez. Okay, I know graphics aren't everything, but maybe it's intentional. They want it to look like Tenchu. Well, I hope the gameplay is good. Because, you know, Sekiro was supposed to be another Tenchu, but then it became something else entirely. Did I read that right? I think I read somewhere that, like in the very beginning, similar to Assassin's Creed, where Assassin's Creed was supposed to be another Prince of Persia game, but then it eventually evolved into Assassin's Creed. And with Sekiro, it was supposed to be a Tenchu game, and then it turned into Sekiro. It looks way too old, so it feels like it's something intentional. Maybe they wanted, you know, like those demakes, the appeal of a demake, to make it look like a game from the PS1 era. It's like, maybe that's it. They work on AAA games like Octopath. Maybe it's a stylistic choice. Probably in an interview somewhere. I'm pretty sure they were asked about it. Alright. So I remember this in the cutscene. I don't know why he was standing on top of a mountain of files and books. Castor. This is a forum. Correct. But does it absolutely have to be all the way down in the halls of ritual? That place gives me the creeps. See. Ha! Aren't you a man of science, afraid only of a badly formulated theory? And yes, only in the halls can Six's powers be geared towards a stable portal. You should know this. Yeah, okay, fine. Indistinct chatter of Castor admonishing somebody else. Probably Melissa. C, what about the rest? Finish your testing? Castor. All done. The mass and versal orbs went through some final adjustments in the anti-gravity room. From the specifics you gave me, they should be able to move an object 5 times its size. So that's where they got the tech to get the spear. What I don't understand is, so they successfully got the spear and ended the world, but this Watcher, this ghost lady, was that just a preview of the world ending? Or did she manipulate reality itself to give us a second chance? That's something I'm still not sure of. C. Good caster, smart caster. If only your esteemed father could see you. Sound of hitting a table. Caster. Can you stop mentioning my father, every god? C. Also, I told you about the specifics of the place at this other side of Six's portal. Hinterland is nothing like the place you have experimented with before. How will they remain consistent? Caster. Finally a good question. Let me tell you, see. I've used Mayhem sample and... Audio suddenly breaks down. This is 510X, Project and Research, Supervisor. Northern Program. Oh, we finally have some info on what the hell happened in the Northern Program. Summary report and aftermath analysis. A group of senior researchers under supervision of Project Lead D were sent to the North Pole Research Station for initiating the first phase trials involving the Blank with humanoids 1, 2, and 3. My siblings. The test would be deemed a success if either one of the test cases could be successfully guided to use their abilities and open a stable gateway. Researchers successfully guided both 1 and 2 to use their abilities, creating 2 minor gateways with high stability. Due to 3's lack of control over abilities, the gateway created ended up increasing indefinitely in size until a spatial inversion occurred, creating a dimensional tear. Aftermath analysis. Although 3 was obviously strained during the experiment, the Council's orders went against Supervisor D's call, and 3 was injected with Blank to try and perpetuate the gateway. They didn't shut it down. After the second injection, the gateway expanded greatly, yet when expansion seemingly continued infinitely, all those present had to flee lest they were pulled into the portal. When the inversion occurred, only a handful of the senior researchers, as well as the test cases, managed to get away. All others, including D, were pulled into the portal and have been missing since. Well, there's your answer for D. Concluding remarks. Although the catastrophe of the Northern Program was a major blow for the Gatekeeper project, the consortium had decided against direct cancellation of the project. This could happen later after the Great Rift incident. Note, ever since the occurrence, high-level orders have been to continue searching for those missing. Big B, thank you for the raid! I was just reading more SCP stuff. We are firmly in SCP land. Thank you so much. Welcome in, people from Big B's channel. Let me give you a shout out all over again. Yes, Big B, we are firmly in SCP territory now. Or, no, sorry, Big B. Vanoa actually said this is more Lobotomy Incorporated. Lobotomy Corp? Lobotomy Corp. Putting in the hours for Deofield Chronicles, I see. But yeah, we are in the final chapter. We're going to finish this game today. And we are firmly in Lobotomy Corporation / SCP / Control territory. Experimental Subject 6 record. The 6th experimental subject bred in the Gatekeeper project, age 8. She was sent to the Sicilian Jar, Margaritia, Sodden sector to be adopted by Blank Flores, a former employee of Einderson Heavy Industries. My dad was former Einderson. He left the institution due to data deleted. For the experimental subject, we have performed the procedures in Article Blank of the confidential agreement. The subject is suspected of having an unknown genetic defect. Blank Flores repeatedly requested help from Blank, a current employee at Einderson Heavy Industries. The cause of the defect is unknown and further observation is required. The subject showed aggressive behavior, which is completely opposite to her personality. We found out that we were drawing another me from another dimension. So that was the aggressive behavior. The cause is unknown and further observation is required. After the individual's personality matured, she left the residence of Blank Flores and headed to SCOP. Observation will continue. Data deleted all throughout. Increased paranoid and aggressive behavior in 06. Elimination is recommended for the subject. Reported by C. Thank you for the lurk, Fisher. Take care. Yes, we are temporarily working with here they're called the Ring Consortium. And we're gonna work with an SCP to save the world. The SCP stand-in here of Siguros, the reality bending girl. We're gonna meet them now. But first, a safe zone. Oh, more lore dumps. Let's get it. 10:08. The council began its third discussion about the plan. 8 minutes into the meeting, a security camera showed Dr. Blank was in the hallway. At 10:30, Dr. Blank left the conference room seemingly disgruntled. That's probably C. 3 minutes later, he returned to the hallway again with a pile of documents and entered the conference room. 11:45. A lot of noise kept coming from the room with occasional sound of things being broken. None of the consortium's clerks approached the room, nor did anyone bring drinks. Dr. Blank appeared in the hallway with a pile of documents again, but he apparently had a lot fewer in his hands this time. He had a smug look on his face. Clerks entered the room to tidy up and brought out some loose paper. Dr. Blank returned to the hallway with a meaningful expression, as if he was looking for something. 10 minutes later, he flew off the handle, threw the documents on the floor, and stomped on them before picking them up and walking away. Eh? Dr. G rushed to the conference room with a little girl. Why is there a little girl here? Are you ESD? Take this and protect yourself. Did he give us something? Protect yourself. Eh? This, I guess? Okay, there's a terminal over there. Where is it? Where is it? Wait, I can't access the terminal. No! My lore! Oh, it's offline. Do I have any new emails? No, I don't. Nobody emails me. So sad. Upgrade talents. This is the last time we might be able to do this. Backpack capacity, no need. Reward drop rate, no need. We are at the last chapter. Increase my transformation duration. Ah, no, we were supposed to get instant kill plus. Instant kill now deals some damage to nearby targets. Sure. Increases her transformation event. It's a shame. We never used the double blades. Do I need the charge slash? I don't think so. Particle cannon, launcher, no. I've been trying to counter more, so maybe we should... This will incentivize us to do counters. And insufficient grombits. You know, maybe we might actually have a chance for this. But I'm never really a fan of like charge up attacks, because you always have to really find your windows for them. This seems important. Let's put in crossblade slash. Use it to switch between twin blades and blade staff when equipping twin blades. What? Okay, I did not see this. Air blade. Continuous multiple damage. Okay, we have a saber staff now. Backpack size to 20. Do we really need that? 5, 15, 25. So we can't buy everything. Alright. Yep, that is it. We're fully kitted out. As much as we can, actually. My man, Corn Man. We also found out these corn people were SCPs. Give me that canned juice. So that's a large one, which restores 300. They have to take note of it. Case ID archive blank. Research report. This item seems to make people procrastinate. It's downright ridiculous. Impossible. As for the details, I'll do it later. Project remarks. Dr. K has confirmed the project's existence, and I will inform the securities to contain it. The last group of securities have been transferred due to negligence. I will send over another team later. Tomorrow. True. We are an SCP. Confirmed. We are an SCP. This whole thing is an SCP. You're an SCP. I'm an SCP. What is this? The rock that makes you procrastinate. Is that an SCP? Oh yeah, there we go. Thanks for linking that. SCP-J. It's a box. It's a rock that makes you procrastinate. My god. The worst paperweight in history. It's just J. SCP-J. It doesn't have a number because they were so lazy to classify it. Something big is about to happen. Why? Dr. G, Dr. C, and Dr. K have all gone to the conference room. That's no trivial matter to have them all gathering together. No! Joke SCPs. The power of the rock was so strong, the one in charge of it never got around to putting a number on it or filing it properly. The rock was just left there on their office. That is true power right there. You put that rock in the middle of anything, nothing is gonna happen. It could stop the entire world from functioning. Sorry, the entirety of human society to stop functioning. Or waste itself to death. There is one room we have not explored. It is down there. Before we go to the council chamber and find out what's up, let's see if we can go to that door. I saw something. An interactable. Oh, it's a trash can. Okay. Ah! Is this where the side quest is? Oh. Storage room. What are y'all doing here? Hello? What happened outside? Ah, corporate emails. Response to Comrade Low Salt Soy Sauce complaint from maple syrup to low salt soy sauce. Too long, didn't read. Could you be more concise? If you got a problem, talk it out. It'll definitely help. I happen to need 2 people to carry a 3D printer into my office right now, so why don't you guys have a chat while moving things? If it doesn't work out, you can still use my 3D printer to print a dagger or a pistol, because I don't want to hear anything more from you two. Suggestions on office relocation from Thousand Island Sauce to Low Salt Soy Sauce. What condiment would you be named after? We strongly support the boss's decision to relocate Comrade Apple Cider Vinegar's workstation next to Comrade Low Salt Soy Sauces. This will spice things up in the office. Not only that, but we also suggest having live footage of them working put on every staff member's screen. Here is a personal suggestion from Comrade Thousand Island Sauce, but we all think it's worth considering. We would like to have a coffee machine for every fellow staff member, and we'll be happy with a fully automatic one as long as there is a free and unlimited supply of coffee beans and milk. List of proposers: anti-gravity salmon, rotten apple puree, sizzling chicken breast, Thousand Island Sauce, jet tomatoes, canned pork rings, cicada shells, and xiao yu ye. What's xiao yu ye? Did he just break the combo? Let's translate it. Xiao yu ye. Detect language, Chinese simplified to English. Light rain. So, xiao, which is literally small. Xiao yu ye. Okay. I heard that Dr. K and C used to be colleagues, and they participated in some program, but it failed. That's why they don't get along with each other. I heard about that too, but who knows? Hey, you have a computer I want to access. Why would you stop me from accessing this lore? Oh, there. This is the same one. Complaint against Comrade Apple Cider. No, this is different. So this is corporate. This is office email politics. Complaint against Comrade Apple Cider Vinegar. From low salt soy sauce to maple syrup. Dear Miss Maple Syrup, apple cider vinegar has been a great hindrance to my research on the pathogenesis of ringworms, including and not limited to urinating and dumping Thousand Island Sauce in my ringworm incubator. For the record, Thousand Island Sauce here does not refer to Comrade Thousand Island Sauce working on flatworms, who is an exceptional researcher. Most of my colleagues are excellent, except for that black sheep apple cider vinegar. I suggest dismissing Comrade Apple Cider Vinegar, whose research on marine grubs is meaningless, if not crap. CC, Apple Cider Vinegar. How could this dude call people names? That's not fair. So this is the office relocation. This is the protest. Enabling speech-to-text function. This is from Apple Cider Vinegar. I refuse to sit with that bleep low-salt soy sauce. The ringworm-like stench on that silly bleep interrupts my train of thought. I seriously think he's keeping ringworms on his body and that there are rats in the office because of him. This bleep voice optimization module has been activated for you. Please use appropriate language. Low-salt soy sauce is such a nice little guy. I'm going to put my hand tenderly on his face. Fools. I mean, my great leaders. Your decisions are a little wise. Not. This module's pissing me off. Shut it down. Thank you for your feedback on the voice optimization module. Your feedback has been noted. Damn it. Not having a good day at the office. Is the data all encrypted and saved? Yes. Great. Evacuate now. Supervisor, the guy next to me is listening to... Mind your own business. The consortium only needs you to do your job. The rest is none of your concern. Need to know basis and all that. Ooh, what this? Is another SCP? Why are they leaving blueprints here? Oh, briefcase with Chinese name? What? Oh, what's this? Dalimage teleportation tech. Should be the new teleportation tech that Castor was proud of. Who would have thought his own research would kill him? Ah, no, but Castor and Melissa got transported to like a desert or something. The briefcase contains thick documents, and each stack of documents is tightly sealed by a document bag with, confidential. We probably could have investigated this apartment. Thank you for protecting us. If it wasn't for you... Yeah, they think I'm with them. Inspection log, recorded by Maple Syrup. Classification level sealed. The control area senior Dr. C entered the room and came into contact with 5201A. Throughout the meeting, Dr. C showed us a range of emotions and behavior. Curiosity, contempt, mockery, and contemplation. Before leaving the room, he stopped in front of 5201A for a while, during which Dr. C's voice and actions could not be captured. As this was deemed as a violation of the inspection protocols, an investigation was launched. In an interview, Dr. C refused to disclose his actions during the said period of time. Dr. C, the Prophet. I can't believe an AI named itself. Talk about arrogant. 201A, a database with sufficient data can indeed predict the future to a certain extent. Log. C. Humph. I bet you didn't expect the consortium could trap you so easily. 201. But I knew you'd come. I also know you'll turn this place upside down. Humph. I'm little more than some data and characters. I don't pose any threat. 201A. But it doesn't take a genius to know my uses. C requested a destruction of the file. Rejected. Requires the signatures of 2 or more senior doctors from the control area. Requested destruction of the file. Rejected. Requested a copy of the file. C used high-level clearance to lift the restriction and copy the file. Huh. Can you get out alive? I'm still young. I still have so much living to do. I want to have 10 boyfriends. I still have a lot of games I've not played yet. Ah! I was hoping to die beside my game console. Oh, wow. Office relocation. Dear Comrade Apple Cider Vinegar, after careful consideration, we have decided to move your workspace to C403 with bright artificial sunlight, randomly generated natural scenery, and your favorite semi-automatic coffee machine that we have prepared for you. In addition, the consortium will provide you with all the coffee beans and milk that you need at work. Best wishes. Thank you, ESD, for protecting us. Take this, it might protect you too. What are they giving me? I don't see any item prompts. That is strange. Those security bots shouldn't have been able to go berserk. Only high-level staff have modification permissions. It's because of C. Give me a gun. Hey, ESD over there, give me a gun. I'll join the fight. Better you don't. Anomaly codename, Lyman. Here's another term they were throwing around in the cutscenes. Similar in appearance to a meteorite impact crater and long understood as such. Subsequent events involving the appearance of various types and tiers of anomalies, see Index A, pointed towards its true nature. Lyman functions as a type of suprastable gateway, producing an ROG waveform. Whenever this ROG value, let's asterisk. ROG, rate of genesis, or frequency by which an anomaly travels from its original plane through Lyman to our plane. The earliest recorded instance of this occurred near what is known popularly as the Bermuda Triangle. Oh. Whenever this ROG value goes above a certain amount, a reaction can be observed which coincides with the manifestation of an anomaly somewhere on Earth. Immediate action to change the earlier blank of blank into the current Circle Consortium was taken due to Lyman's singular nature. The scientific research and observation of Lyman, as well as its eventual eradication, the consortium's main purpose. Based on our current model's extrapolation, there is a high probability that the next time Lyman's ROG value exceeds said amount of a truly disastrous event will take place on Earth, will be without precedence and possibly apocalyptic in nature. Roughly blank percent of the consortium's R&D and operations, C and XB, have been directed at both containing cases leaving Lyman as well as finding ways to close Lyman. There's a selection of Lyman cases. So selection of programs, related research and projects. So we have the Northern Program, which we read about, the 12 Scroll Index, Project Mobius, and the Gatekeeper Project, and 2 other redacted ones. All related to the Lyman, the crater in the middle. Alright. Let's get the show on the road. Here we go. How you doing, Sigrid?
Nissan, thank you. Uncle Holt told me that you saved me.
I see you've met.
You visited my dad?
She is supposed to return here.
Nissan, Archwizard is mad at me because I cast the wrong magic. So now I need to calm him down.
Magic?
I need you to protect Sigrid, to ensure she's not interrupted while channeling.
Okay. But keep your promise once this is over. Break it and see what happens. Don't worry. I'll protect you. Just focus on what you need to do.
Okay, I will, Miss Anne.
Let's go.
Whoa, he's fighting with K. What's going on?
06. That imbecile caster failed.
Oh, what?
You brought that little monster with you.
Sigrid, do you remember the spell I taught you?
Yes.
Say it out loud. Use the spell to repel the demon within him.
Oh my god.
Why does nobody listen to me? Only my plan to cleanse the rotting filth from this world. Go to hell.
What you said at the tomb, did you already forget?
Whoa. Oh no, it's tower defense. Ah! I wanted to hear their dialogue. Hurry up! You can do it, Sigrid. Oh god.
Or die.
Hey, you're cheating!
What are you doing? Ow. Crap.
Out of my way. You're not ready for butterfly.
I don't think so.
Fine, let's try this out. Not working out. Oh no! Damn it! Over here. Damn it. I can't transform. Crap.
Hey, you're cheating!
10 years. This boy has your mind, Kay.
I don't even know who you are. Ow. Ow. Okay, can we stop this?
You really think you can fool me with your lies?
God damn it. Ow. These are too chunky for this. There's even sending bots? Holy crap. Clean up. Game over. Holy crap. How do I stop that wave? Those explodey bots just disintegrated Sigrid. And I had to start from the start.
What you said at the tomb, did you already forget?
Do better this time. I think it's forcing us to use all our weapons and skills.
Or die.
Hey, you're cheating!
If this is supposed to be the final boss battle, it's like the Kenna Bridge of Spirits, with the final battle of Kenna was like a gauntlet with like multiple phases that required almost perfect execution.
So,
Like the enemies I can handle, but minimizing the damage to Sigrid, that's gonna take some creativity on my part. Why can't I transform? LB, RB together. Oh, I have to hold it. What? I probably should have saved it for the last wave. Get the missiles away.
Hey, you're cheating!
Cheating with a gun. Here we go.
Has your name on it.
I can't see the daggers. Where are the daggers? Oh.
You really think you can fool me?
You're right. It's also time to use the items. These guys, the chonky bastards. Will a rocket launcher work? Wrong way on. Crap. No! No, the laser thing is not working. It's a no to the laser beams. Just, I don't know. Hit them as fast as I can. Hit them as hard as I can. Let's check our items. Oh, I have grenades. Throw to cause damage, causing greater damage. This could freeze opponents. This is very useful. Attack power and piercing increased for 60 seconds. Yeah, I gotta kill the laser guy first as well. Sniping Sigrid with the laser beam. We take them out first. We have these items. So, blue vial when the armored chunky boys come out. So we have piercing. And then you can freeze them in place once they get the Sigrid's bubble to buy us more time. And of course, we have EMP grenades and we have standard grenades. Right, we got this. Enjoy your meal, Fisher. We are your entertainment for the mealtime.
Miss Anne!
Check it out, it's
Thank
Sigoros.
Uncle Holt told me that you saved me.
Take
What you
3.
said at the tomb. Did you already forget?
Keep me safe. Alright. Good first round.
Hey, you're cheating!
So essentially we just have to protect Sigrid while she does her magic.
Out of my way. You're not going to stop the butterfly.
I don't think so.
Get away from Sigrid, all over this way. Ow. Right? Shoot, shoot. This way. I feel like these things are doing more damage. damn it, damn it. This way. Alright, this is the phase 3. We're having a hard time, Fisher. Better channel your luck while you can. Oh my god. We got piercing on. Get that shield down. Point this way. They're frozen. Oh, that's a lot of stuff in the air. Don't panic. Secret shield can take it. Oh, what? It's a 1 kill. It's 1 hit kill for Sigrid. Almost. Well, almost. What did I do wrong there? I panicked. I used the freeze grenade. I was searching for it in my inventory. I did use it. The piercing did work. The piercing.
Miss Anne, thank you. Uncle Holt told me that you saved me.
But I'm not sure how I can point the lasers away. But I
see
found
you've
out now.
met.
When those little crawly
You
bots
visited
come
my
in,
dad?
that's when you
She's
use our
supposed to
laser
return
beam
here.
to wipe their field. The ones that walk in and
Sad.
explode.
Archwizard is mad at me because I cast the wrong magic. So now I need to calm him down.
The final fight of
Magic.
Elden Ring was so epic though, Big B.
I need you
With the music,
to
the
protect
swelling
Sigrid,
music, it felt like
to
this
ensure she's
ultimate
not
boss
interrupted
battle.
while channeling.
Anyway, this is the
Okay.
cutscene, Fisher.
But keep your promise once this is over. Break it and see what happens. Don't worry. I'll protect you. Just focus on what you need to do.
Okay, I will, Miss Anne.
It seems
Let's go.
Sigrid at least has a better fate than Sigoros. You know, I don't even know who K is. Look at him fence, man. Look at him. He's in true fencing form. They don't even use guns. He's like, on guard. Fence.
Sigrid,
The
do you
balls on
remember
that guy.
the spell I taught you?
Yes.
Say it out loud. Use the spell to repel the demon within him.
Why does nobody listen to me? Only my plan can cleanse the rotting filth from this world. Go to hell.
So I think an SCP drove this dude insane.
What
There
you
were
said at the tomb, did you already forget?
Ow! You're right, Big B. Ha! Like, Doc, can you help? I think in my head, Doc is telling her the magic spell. on.
or die.
Thank you for the cheer, Frankie. Welcome in. Ow, ow. Sorry, I'm watching daggers here. Welcome to the stream, Frankie. How's it going? We are just in the final. I guess it's the final boss encounter.
I don't think so.
This way. Stay away from Sigrid. Let me try to parry this dude. Whoa, parried. Ow. Okay, never mind. Right, I could get them to shoot the guy. Right, I'm a roll kind of person, not parry. This way. Oh crap, there's another missile platform at the end. I'll take that missile for you, Sigrid.
Hey, you're cheating.
At least I defended her, right?
10 years. This bullet has your name on it, Kay.
Lame, off-camera daggers, I can't see. What are you doing, Dr. G?
You really think you can fool me with your lies?
Let's get this in. Why are you stunned? There. I don't think this is gonna work out. One enemy though. Okay, I need to take out those big guys. But now we found out the missiles are for the drones. If the missiles, I think that's fine. I think we would have done it if I realized sooner that the missiles would get us there. Missiles. But it takes so long to target it. The Tunguska missile. There was actually an upgrade for this to just like quicken the lock-on speed. I could get it. Wait, it didn't save my upgrades. Reduces launcher locking time. Let's get that. Reduces particle cannon charge time. Let's get that. Yeah, the missiles are so useful for the drones up there. Deflect. Do I really want... Like, it's a risky game, but I will. Instant kill now deals damage to nearby targets. I don't have enough for this. We can increase her transformation duration, not even. Fine, let's increase the parry. Raises your attack power for a period of time after a deflect. We could do that. Let's save.
Yeah,
I didn't know that it did not save our upgrades. There we go. Okay, here we are. The boss challenges are quite challenging.
Did you
though.
already forget?
Everything we need. Got it. Save our rockets for the
Hey, you're cheating!
Come on, Kay, you can do it.
I don't think so.
Hey, over here. Can't parry. Ah. Well, that's unblockable. Right, again. Zen, then Mother. Welcome in. We are in the final boss battle. I can't. Welcome in, narrators. I can't do a shout out. That's Zen Mother over there. Great RPG streams. Hold up. Welcome in, raiders. How's it going, Zen? R.I.P. Sir Lance the Brave. What happened? Sorry, wait. Ow, wait. I can't see the daggers. What happened? Here we go. Go. Damn it, where am I? The laser guy! Hold up! Let me finish this up. Stay away from Secret! Welcome in then, Mother. We're finishing this tonight. This is my 4th attempt. Juice, save me! Corn juice! I need your powers!
Say the spell and save us.
No. Do I have to start all over again? Is there a checkpoint to that thing? Yes, I'd have to start all over again. Okay, how's it going, Raiders? What did you guys end up doing? Who is Sir Lance? Should we know about who Sir Lance is? I spoke too soon, Fisher. I really spoke too soon. Alright, let me just give a shout out over here. Thank you so much for the raid and choosing our channel for tonight, Den Mother. We have another late evening ahead of us.
Miss Anne, thank you.
For those
Uncle
who
Holtz told me that you saved me.
For those
I see
who
you've
are
met.
new here, welcome to Tabletop Cinema, where we bring together the worlds of filmmaking, tabletop role-playing, and video games. I am your host, Mikey, a freelance filmmaker, tabletop RPG game master, and variety streamer on Twitch, and today we are completing our first playthrough of ANNO Mutationem. It's been a long time coming.
I need you.
If you are familiar with the SCP
She's not
series,
interrupted while channeling.
this is essentially, this whole last segment is totally
keep your
an
promise
SCP,
once
straight
this
out of
is
an
over.
SCP.
Break it and see what happens. Don't
And we're
worry,
trying to
I'll
save
protect
the
you.
world.
Just focus on what you need to do.
Okay, I will,
Who
Miss
should have
Anne.
died on that hill raid? Was this in the
Let's
D&D
go.
thing? Did you have a player death, Den Mother? Now the missiles were weird. I think the missiles helped out. I think our technique was correct. So I just have to dodge those stupid daggers. Roll all the way, I guess.
Sigrid, do you remember the spell I taught you?
Yes.
Say it out loud. Use the spell to repel the demon within him.
You see, in that doctor, he pulls out his gun and poses and never uses it.
To cleanse the rotting filth from this world. Go to hell.
I'm the kind of gamer who cannot sleep until we finish the level. Ah, my controller! It's not working. Ah, there we go. They got some free hits in. We can make more freeze grenades. I swear,
Hey, you're cheating!
this guy. Reality bend faster, Sigrid.
Out of my way. You're nothing without a butterfly.
I don't think so.
I'm trying to parry here. Ah, god damn. Good parries.
Cheating!
Yeah, you keep saying that, Kay.
This bullet has your name on it.
I can't see the daggers. again. Here we go again.
You really think you can fool me with your lies?
Piercing mode. Transform! Oh, here we go again. Why can't I? Oh my god.
You asked for this.
One, two, three. One, two.
Say
The spell!
and save us.
Dan Mother, you were the good luck charm. Thank you so much for that raid.
Gee, can the kid hurry up?
I don't know who you are, Kay, but this guy's fencing. No! I kicked the dagger. So this guy was driven insane by something. Go, Sigrid! Restore reality!
Be gone, evil! Get out of Archwizard's body!
Oh, he's Archwizard. The kid is actually part of the Foundation. She can bend reality. What? Phase 2?
Holy... Okay, this is out of my league.
Yeah, you know...
Gee, what's the plan?
What is that? Why is there a hole? Okay, so that
We
kid
can't let it get out of here. Everyone, get to the
is
shelter.
actually an SCP.
06, follow me.
I'm also an SCP. I guess that is the second phase of the boss fight.
Where are we?
The hangar. Fastest way to the surface is the cargo lift. It's coming up right now.
Cargo lifted the boss battle. Let's go. So that entity was inside him. Our target is above. I called an elevator, so we'll catch up soon. Give your all to defeat that evil dragon. This is your final test. A test that may cost me my life? Don't you know how inhumane that is? Saving everyone else using a single person's life? I think it's well worth the risk. Is that why you took my brother and Ayane hostage? To give me no choice? The end justifies the means. There's no better or faster way to do it. Before I go up, there are some things I want to know first. This may not be the right time for an explanation. Just so you know, your memories were erased before leaving the consortium. You deserve to know. I want to know. Who am I really? You are Subject 6 of the Gatekeeper Project. You have the ability to communicate interdimensionally. That means you can visit other dimensions in your mind without being affected by the hinterland. You can help us study and observe other dimensions. Why send me to the Sicilian jar? So that you can have better control of your powers. We didn't have what was necessary for you to develop your powers within the consortium. We were supposed to summon you back eventually, but an accident has brought you back earlier than expected. The N540 I gave you can suppress your entanglitis, so you can have better control over yourself. You shouldn't worry about anything. The elevator has arrived. Let's go. Fight the evil dragon. Ask about the Gatekeeper Project. It's the last chance for a lore dump. What is the Gatekeeper Project? Under the United Nations surveillance, we discovered a special variant. The Gateway, or Lyman, the source of many harmful phenomena in this world. It didn't catch our attention at first. By the time we found Lyman and the disaster it brought, we finally understood what kind of threat it was to mankind. The Flood, the Black Death, the mechanical virus. These are the known threats Lyman brought us. Even the Black Plague? For a long time, we lived in fear of Lyman. Until we discovered an ancient codex with great knowledge about it. What lies behind Lyman is a higher dimension with far more advanced technology. It's the source of the aforementioned tragedies. The codex also mentioned a way to close Lyman. The consortium was founded to deal with Lyman. So, the Gatekeeper Project, a plan to completely shut down Lyman, was born. Okay, that is our lore dump. Aha, last bit of loot. Digitalin. Soldier. Okay. Time to fight the evil dragon. I wonder if it's because of... Oh, maybe it's because of Sigrid. You know, because this guy makes Sigrid believe that she's like a wizard with magic and all that. So he probably said that entity within him is like an evil dragon. So in Sigrid's mind, the entity manifested as a dragon. It makes sense, I guess. And now we're here to slay it. But it's sad because they're just gonna keep Sigrid back in the lab. Helicopter? Yeah, right. Like the story they told Sigrid was like, the Archwizard is being possessed by an evil dragon. We need your magic to dispel it. So, hence the evil dragon. Are we gonna have a fight in the elevator? Whoa! The helicopter did nothing wrong. It was just there. The VTOL.
We're from engineering. We are currently preparing the elevator for you. Please stand by.
Engineering, please hurry up. Are we not... Isn't that the last thing you're supposed to do in an emergency situation? Usually not use the elevators? Okay. There's your nerve symbology.
We will lure it to you. It's far more dangerous than we expected.
Okay, unknown
Prepare
woman.
for cover fire.
Cover fire? There it is. Go, Consortium!
It's coming! Careful! It's above you! Watch out!
Here to clean up your mess. Slaying time. Nidhogg! Nidhogg! Anyone from FF14 here? I didn't expect to face you here. Go back to FF14. Oh, I know Nidhogg's not from FF14, but my fond memories of Nidhogg are from FF14. I'm sorry, Nidhogg. Oh shit. Ow. Okay, we got you. Oh, what? You can turn invisible. Shit, that's not fair. Oh, god damn it. With the question marks, it reverses my controls. I feel like I missed out on the DPS window there. My controls are all reversed. That looks bad. Damage markers. Wait, I'm confused. Okay. Oh, you bastard. What's that mean? Counter? Come on, Nidhogg! We beat you so many times in FF14 to get your loot. I'm confused again. Left, right, left, right. What's that? Are you... Shh. Ah, take that. Okay. Ooh. I deserve that. Oh, I need to cross it. Come on, almost there. Get the leg. Phase 2. Shit. Crap. Oh, that is it. Entry update amok. Ultra and why did she get cool abilities in the cutscenes? That's an Ann from another dimension. Have what? Oh, so I guess his loved one was one of the missing people. who got caught up in the northern incident. Then they're still looking for
06.
them.
The consortium will take it from here. Based on our rules, you need to remain here.
Of course.
Where are Ryan and Ayane? Let me see them.
You'll see your brother soon. Come find me.
Oh my god. 30 hours, chat. And they're still dangling the brother in the end. I'm glad these two made up. I didn't even know they had a... These SCPs had a whole story arc to themselves. They went out on a journey of self-discovery. They were let loose by their supervisor. Because the supervisor was... Because of the juice, the supervisor's like, they don't pose a harm to the world. Let them free. So they did. And now they're here. Selling juice. We don't know the long-term effects of corn juice though. But now I'm hankering for some corn juice. I've never had corn juice before. Do they even make corn juice? I know cream corn. That was definitely not the ending. They're probably gonna set up like a sequel. Or they're gonna set up the series, I think. Because now the cat's out of the bag. An is... Well... Where does the Gatekeeper project go from here? Okay, sad villain. His love was sucked into the next dimension. And I don't know what's gonna happen now. How's it going?
Hi.
Joss Van Korn. Why can I still buy items from you? Oh, I need to restock on corn. That is pretty epic though. I didn't expect to encounter Nidhogg here of all places. They have been feeding that kid stories. So it came out as Nidhogg. Shh. What? Shh. Why are you shushing me? Look, you know, maybe that's their final plan. Maybe these are the actual supervillains of the story, Fisher. Maybe that corn juice is gonna turn everyone into corn people. They're gonna slowly cornify the world. One corn juice at a time. You know, it's worse than the toaster thing. Well, actually, no, it's not as bad. Never mind, the toaster is worse. Corn person. Talk? Huh? Judging from the pattern of the package and the junk scattered inside, it is indeed Ryan's bag. View. Forum. This is an SCP. This is the SCP that can predict the future based on, you know, probability. I know how to help your sister. The Prophet. Mechanic RF. Who are you? How did you know about my sister? I am the Prophet, with more than 2 eyes, 2 ears, and 1 brain. I know a lot. Why should I trust you? You're just a stranger on the internet. Besides, how did you find me? I told you. I am the Prophet. I know what you want. The thing that can cure your sister is called N540. Find that famous information broker, Lin. You'll get the same answer from him. After that, come see me. Receive this, and this is what compelled Ryan to go on this whole thing for me. So, do you trust me now? You were right. N540. Where is it? RF is Ryan Flores. Get to Freeway 42 and go underground. Go through a dangerous ventilation room and find the lab center. Eventually, you'll find the lab deep inside. As long as you're not afraid of dying, someone will meet you up there. Someone will meet up with you where N540 is tucked away. I am a toaster. Now that song's gonna get stuck in my head. You'll get it as long as you head there. The thing is, can you overcome the obstacles along the way? Huh. It's just a deserted place. How dangerous can it be? I gotta find N540 for my sister. Well. It looks like some kind of totem. But what does it mean? Probably another Easter egg. 06, welcome back. The doctor has given you clearance. I'm just property to them. Subject observation and selection log of the Gatekeeper project. Number Alpha 034VI, name blank. Ability Time Leap, transient. Growth factor regressive. Adaptability poor, unable to adapt to changes in the ambient environment. Identification number Alpha 24-2, name Sigrid. Ability Reform state. So she is one of my sisters in the Gatekeeper project. Growth factor inert. Adaptability intermediate. This is XI, name blank. Ability vacuum. Growth factor active. Adaptability is extremely poor, highly sensitive to changes in the ambient environment. Huh. No, Fisher. Don't do it. We can't lose you. You are not a toaster. That is frankly actually quite terrifying, that object. What it does to people who observe it. Oh! What this? We're going in the opposite direction. I guess this is a optional corridor. Anomalous objects. Here we go. What is this? Is that a toy hammer? Oh! Variant 171181-C. Voice-activated hairdryer. In the shape of a lady's hairdryer, why can't it be a man's hairdryer or just a hairdryer? This variant is manipulated by a specific command. When the frequency and tone of a sound are close to those of the word bang, the hairdryer will instantly unleash strong wind and easily blow an adult away. Control measures, none for now. Remarks, Dr. C is forbidden to borrow it because Dr. C thinks he's a cowboy. So, bang. Oh god, we got toasters. Not gonna judge you. If you want to identify as a toaster, feel free. Just don't go and toast yourself to death. 1295X Extreme Trolley. Looking like an average trolley, this variant can only carry items with a certain volume, but the weight of the items is irrelevant and does not affect the trolley's performance. Wow, you can fit anything on this as long as the volume fits. Analysis have found that the trolley seems to be sentient. It is unwilling to carry items over twice the size of itself because they are beyond its comprehension. But items within the limit are still manageable for it. No control needed. Anyone wanting to use it for other purposes must obtain approval from the department supervisor. Remarks, no more files. No more. Writing 10 files is already hard. Writing 20 will kill me. Oh, this is already the 20th. I can't do it anymore. Not even one. I guess the writer, they probably like assign one guy to write all these entries. And he snuck in a remark here. Give him a break. Ah yes, the midnight telephone. The variant is in the shape of a telebode from the old calendar era. Is that what you call it? The old calendar? Oh wait, old calendar era probably in this world. Our era. It can be dialed. After dialing 11 times in succession, a random person near the phone will receive the phone call that very night and die. Holy crap. Control measures. The variant is inside an enclosed container made of plates thicker than 200 millimeters. The container is wrapped around by special foam 1000 millimeters thick to absorb sound and vibration. Staff must wear special protective equipment before entering the room and must not dial more than 11 times. That is so terrifying. Imagine if your phone starts ringing around this and then you ask someone, "Sir, what number of call was that?" 11. You dead. Please, boss, no more routine check at midnight. Just don't dial. How long is this corridor? Okay, what's this? Tungsten lamp. This variant is in the shape of a lamp from the old calendar era. Its switch button can swap the objects in 2 random areas. This is from Control. Control has like a switch that translocates you also. Like a light switch, like and then you go to another place. Due to such randomness, the plan to put it into practical use has been put on hold. No clerk shall enter. Supervisors and above must provide a letter of authorization from the council before entering and must be accompanied by supervisor level. Incident log. Camera footage revealed Dr. C was the last one who stayed in the same room with the variant. According to the timeline, Dr. C, who was very agitated, knocked out 3 researchers, broke into the room, destroyed most of the equipment inside, pressed the switch button, and left. This incident directly triggered the violent incident in the abandoned research base Area A. Huh. Okay, what's this? CMD Mecha Arm. So these are actual SCPs, I'm guessing. SCP-426. Euclid class. I am to be sealed in a chamber with no windows through which I'm... Damn it! You trolled me with a... You toaster. Mecha arm. This variant has the shape of 2 mecha arms, can adapt to any electronic system or machine. The command given by the mecha arm can overrule the receptor's command and be executed as the top priority. The receptor will then repeatedly perform the same set of action, the bending of metal objects. Aware of its usefulness, the consortium brought it in and started to identify the source code of the powerful command. No control needed. When using it for other purposes... I'm gonna remember 426 now. It is dangerous. The toaster is dangerous. I'm speaking of which, what happened to our toaster? I haven't seen our toaster around in the kitchen in a while. What happened to the toaster? Okay, random thought. No control needed. When using it for other purposes, make sure to keep this property of the consortium intact, otherwise penalties will apply. Mechanicals using various systems. Remarks. Who the hell wrote this ancient code? It's completely impossible to trace which one gives the command. Arg. We have the last object, which is a door. Dead space. Brief. It used to be a toilet door near some farm at Freeway 85. The culprit for as many as 94 people's missing. When a sentient being opens the door, they will immediately disappear into the space behind the door and then reappear near the door after 5 to 34,012 minutes. How long is that? 34,000 minutes in hours. 566 hours. That is equivalent to 23 days. Wow. So from 5 minutes to 23 days. They would be dead and too rotten to be recognized. Since the rotten smell was masked by the toilet, these incidents had long been under the media radar, which also hindered the consortium's containment process. No member of the consortium shall ever enter the space behind the door. Should there be any volunteers, make sure to have them carry the special logger to collect data inside it and recover it in time. D-class operatives. Which supervisor got this abomination in here again? I can't stand this smell. I don't know, Vanoa. Doors can be terrifying. Do not underestimate magical doors. Well, that is a nice little Easter egg hallway. But that was not the main quest. Here. Oh my god, finally. Ryan. We've searched the whole game for you.
Sis.
Ryan.
Sorry, sis. I screwed up. I just wanted to help you. I didn't know it would lead to this.
It's okay, Ryan.
They lied to me. They said they'd give me N540.
This guy sounds so familiar, this voice actor for Ryan.
The Prophet lied too.
Ryan.
And what happened to my eye? Don't blame yourself. That was an accident.
Listen. I know. Let's go home, okay?
No. Consortium man, what are you gonna do to us? Go!
The Council has instructed to retain base security.
Of course.
Is that so? Okay. Then 06, put this on.
What? Why am I transformed? Is that a leash? 06. If you want to save your brother, you will need to put this on. Are you threatening me? That's not smart. First, you'll tell me what this is. If I will play Library for Ruina after Lobotomy Lobotomy Corp. I will remind you on this moment that this interesting time-related thing community is talking about. Huh. Cool. I'm not sure if I'll stream Ruina, but I'm SCP indoctrinated now, so... Okay, what's gonna happen? Are we gonna be left with a choice? It's made from a material found in Hinterland. It can control and protect you. Two of the principles on which the Consortium was founded. And why would I put this on? I don't need your control or protection. 06. Because of your powers, you are a kind of bridge to the Hinterland. Meaning you can access it, but the reverse is true too. Whatever forces reside there can get to this world through you. We've seen the different forms of ANNO. Perhaps you can resist it. For now. But the results of our monitoring show that its hold on you is growing. By the time it has full control over you, it's not only your brother that'll get hurt. This device will cut the connection between you and Hinterland. You'll no longer suffer from those bizarre symptoms again. It will keep you in control at all time, meaning you will no longer need N540. This band, it's kind of a replacement for N540. Why should I believe all this? What if I refuse and let my brother go? 06, I know you're already aware that what you came to know as Amok is a Hinterland entity coming for you. It's trying to consume you bit by bit until it takes full control. If we don't do something now, Amok will manage to completely take over. You will lose control, resulting in a disaster I cannot even start to imagine. The Consortium will let you grow up in a natural environment in Margaritia, thus causing you to stabilize. This made for your family being a safer place than here. But C went against the Council's order and awakened you, causing Hinterland to creep closer. For now, it's best for everybody involved if we keep you here so we can monitor you. Hopefully we'll find a better way, but right now this is the only safe choice we have. So please, listen to us. Well, I'm doing it for my brother. So what's gonna happen? We agreed to put this collar on. Sounds too good to be true. They essentially keep us here in the SCP. Sorry, the Consortium. And then what? I'm gonna stay here forever? So essentially, what ending do you guys want to see first? An saying, no, you're not gonna shackle me, and possibly me and my brother die? Or I click yes and my brother goes, no, An, you can't do that, and then he gets in the way and then my brother gets killed? Why do I get the feeling my brother's gonna die either way? The last save we had was before the final before the final battle. I don't think it does autosave, but I don't think it's reliable. So I'm not sure if we can like reload and then see the other ending. So this is the first, as far as I can tell, this is the only chance we got, unless I gotta run through the whole final sequence again. We spent so long trying to find our brother, and now we are being held at gunpoint to control us again. We have been under their thumb since the beginning of the game, whether it's from under Dr. C, and now it's Dr. G. But they are, I do believe them in saying that Amok is going to infiltrate this world and destroy it. We saw it for ourselves. That is true. And they could bleed through us. So I think to make this a bit spicy, it's like we fought so hard to get to our brother, only to be parted again. Because I can't lose you. Essentially, that's what's going to happen, Fisher. It is going to run amok. There was a reason why they picked that name of all code names. Yes. And then let's see how our brother reacts. I'm curious though, if you were in this situation, what would you choose? I'm leaning towards yes. Yes being put on this collar to stop the entanglitis and from the hinterland bleed. Basically, put this collar on and we'll keep you in this base so the hinterland doesn't leak through into our reality. This is already foreshadowed by Dr. G saying the price of one life for many is an easy choice to make. So this is following in, this is consistent for Dr. G. Like, we're gonna keep you here in containment for the safety of the world. My worry is what they're gonna do to my brother if I say no. But this is a fairly interesting choice. It's not that easy for me to make. And I think they provided you enough in the game to kind of be conflicted about this. And also, having played SCP and being more aware of this kind of environment, obviously it's like I want to say no, but we have already lost control. Anne cannot control it. Unless... No, wait, no. That's what they say. They say that you cannot control it on because you've been awakened. But they could just be fooling us. They could be fooling us. Because the whole point of them shipping us off to a foster family was to make sure we grew up in a stable environment that wouldn't excite our entanglitis. So maybe they're lying. It seems like they might be a lie and an easy way for them to just execute you without your powers. Yeah. Exactly. We won't be able to fight back. Or... yeah, we won't. We won't be able to transform. So I guess we have two no's in chat. I'm just really worried about what they're gonna do to my brother and Ayane. And my father. And my sisters. They have my entire family hostaged. Like the moment they start pointing guns at my dad and my sisters and Ayane, how can I refuse that? Interesting. It's interesting because I actually cannot really predict what's gonna happen. And you don't know if he's telling the truth or just bullshitting you, or if it's just a half-truth. Like, just saying what you need to hear so you'll say yes. But then they made it go like, our whole family is there. They kidnapped Ayane and they're pretty rough with her as well. My dad is also at gunpoint. It's my family. So I guess... Okay. I'll pick yes for this first ending. Then we can go ahead and check like the other ending. But for this first playthrough, we're going to think about, you know, Ayane, our father, my sisters. It all flashes in Aunt Flores's mind. You know, guns to their head. Essentially, they're pointing a gun at her family right now. And they're just saying, put it on, or they die. Then I say yes, and let's see how my brother does after this long-awaited reunion.
If I don't listen to them, Ryan's life could be at stake. I've got to take the risk. All right, I'll cooperate.
Very well. You've made a smart decision. This is finished. Next, we're going to deal with C.
Right, C's unconscious.
How does it feel to be yourself again?
I seem to have forgotten something.
Water under the bridge now, see?
That girl looks like the one from Ruina.
Why save me?
She asked me to look out for you.
I see. So the girl kept something in reserve, huh?
Leave it. See?
What a dramatic setup. So C was looking for someone that was lost. Uh-oh. I was hoping for Ryan to like protest and have some drama and all that, but I guess we are... They just put us to sleep. Oh, that's so sad. Give a collar. So it's like we became Gordon Freeman, and they just wake us up when they need us. How long has it been?
I seem to be all right. Looks like he wasn't lying. I guess I'd better go and see that doctor person.
Oh, it's not over yet? Ah, no, cutscenes. Okay, here we go. There you are. Your entanglitis seems to be very stable now. Please forgive me for being rather aggressive earlier. I was under close watch by the council. Since C and you lot made such a fuss out there, I needed to give my superiors an explanation. If I just let you go, we'd all be... Well, to keep it short, I had no other choice. This is all settled now, and so I called you over. Where's my brother? And where's Ayane? He has forgotten everything about the... They gave them amnestics. He has forgotten everything about the consortium and thinks he has found a cure for your illness. He should be helping your sister bartend at the Sicilian Jar. The girl is in the medical room. Rest assured, we will take good care of her. How can I know you're telling the truth? You will get the chance to verify everything after this conversation. So far, I've been more than cooperative. You better be telling me the truth. Let's have it. What do you want me to do? Go home. Huh? You may have many questions about the Consortium. Long story short, we aren't the bad guys. You know of Lyman, what the outside world knows as the Crater. From it have appeared variants going as far back as the Mechanica virus. Some weren't harmful, but more often than not, they've been dangerously threatening to us humans. To make matters worse, there are those taking advantage of these variants for their own personal gains. C was brainwashed by them and had gone astray. You know how that turned out. Believe it or not, the Consortium was founded to keep the world at peace. To prevent malicious variants or evil forces abusing variants going rampant. I just want to protect my family, my friends. They are everything to me. I can barely grasp all this other stuff. I understand. I am a father. I have family and friends too. We're just like everyone else in a way, although we operate in the shadows. The Consortium exists to protect the lives of millions of families. If we were to stop our work, what will become of all those people? 06. I have a name. You know just how powerful you have become. In a way, you now too have a responsibility to care for the rest of humanity. So I advise you to think carefully. Right, if they edit our memories, that might also lead to more instability. That's exactly why it awakened us, because the modifying memories, C was like messing with us through the doctor and just inciting us to, be mentally unstable and emotionally unstable. If you have to say you aren't bad, then it becomes less believable. Yep. He's giving us the company line. So I advise you to think carefully. I used to live in remorse for hurting Ryan. It's why I tried to move away and live alone, lest I hurt more people. I thought if I wasn't around the people I love, they wouldn't get hurt. But after all that's happened, I now realize that however far I run, I still can't leave them. If I give my power to the Consortium in order to protect humanity, so it's like an origin story, I'll never see them again, will I? You can live a double life, Anne. Like this guy, I'm pretty sure he doesn't tell his family about Consortium work. Not necessarily. I have another option. Another option? The Consortium has undergone an intense debate over how we should deal with you. I won't bore you with the details and get right to their decision. We want you to be a pair of eyes for the Consortium, to let you collect all manner of intel on supernatural phenomena, so they are gonna hire us. You used to be an excellent agent. We have faith in your abilities. Does that mean I can leave the Consortium? Of course. We've found a new way that should help you contain your powers even better. You won't need N540, and will even be able to take off the monitoring device. But it involves a trial, and one not without risk. In fact, it is a risk you must think about carefully. It may cost you your life. Go on. If you're successful, it's a win-win situation for you and the Consortium. So that's basically an explosive collar, and I'm on a trial period. And if I do well, I get to remove the explosive collar. I fully respect whatever decision you make. So please, think carefully. I can give you some time. That won't be necessary. I'll give it a shot. Okay, canonically, Anne will give it a shot. As long as I can leave here and return home. Excellent. Let's start the procedure. What you gonna do, Doc? Oh, it's a Rubik's Cube. Ah! Oh, shit. Oh, he's removing the collar now? What did you... Oh, it's a me.
06. You betrayed me.
Hi. Is this the final duel? Yeah! When you think the game's over, it's not. I guess it's this ending, we fight Amok. And the other ending, we probably side with Amok. Harry! Finally. Okay. So they're taking a page out of Library of Ruina, SCP, everything. They're pretty clear about their inspirations in this game. That's not the right gun for it. Alright. Parry! Oh, our parrying windows are so off. Ah, there we go. Parry to win.
Supposed to be one.
No other me. So that's a trial.
Congratulations. The power is now all yours. And Flores. We'll keep our promise. Go now. Enjoy your new life.
So I just have to get rid of Amok. Oh, check this out. Wait, no. Let's wait for the... I got an achievement. I'll show you what the ending... I'll show you the achievement. It's Ayane in person. Chicken. I want fried chicken. That's our boss. Kitty. Oh, there's no dialogue. Come on, it's the first time we're having them in person.
Darling!
Oh.
Let's go!
How did you... Okay. They helped out because I think in the very beginning, Ayane was also supposed to be sick with something, I think, which is why she could never leave her house. But with the Foundation, I guess, they cured Ayane. That's why Ayane was ruminating about, if and when I'm gone, are you gonna be bored? We're gonna help out with the bar. That's her sister. Our brother doesn't remember anything because they erased his memories. Well, what happened to Sigrid? Are they keeping Sigrid in like a box. Now we're just missing our sister who's abroad. Oh. Huh. This guy went through hell and back just to try to find a cure for us. You know, what a brother. It's no slouch. He went to all the zones we went to and survived. That's her dad. Aw, well, our other sister's abroad. I guess she doesn't come home. Maybe we got a video call with her. Wait. It's Secret Santa. That's Helen. There's her sister who came from abroad. So happy ending. Okay, this is post-credits stuff. We're driving to bring Ayane to the ocean. Right? Because that is a promise we made.
Whoa.
It is! Oh, happy
So
ending.
Pretty. The blue sky, the ocean. The sea surface is as radiant as an emerald, right?
Yep.
The ocean during the day. So different from the videos I saw. And now here I am, hearing the sound of the waves and smelling the sea breeze. Darling, it's great to be alive.
This is an abandoned base that my sister, Ryan, and I found. When I was in school, I often came here to relax. I love the seashore. And I knew you'd like it.
I really do. Now I'm a Secret Base Beach Club member too. Oh yeah.
Ayane, don't you think that everything feels different? After all that happened.
Did they wipe Ayane's memories?
Different?
Yeah. Like, nothing will ever be the same again.
You're worried about the future? I got it all figured out. Wanna hear?
All right.
It's really simple. I just want to have more adventures with Anne and the valiant and gallant.
Valiant and gallant.
Of course. Girls can possess those virtues too. When you defeat enemies, pushing yourself to the max, you're radiating like a fairy tale knight in shining armor. Not only are you brave, you're never scared. Self-sacrificing,
So they didn't wipe her
ready to help the weak
memories.
and the defenseless.
Or
You're
did
honest and
they?
righteous.
Okay,
Aren't
Ayane.
each of those virtues the very example of chivalry?
Okay.
Enough with the flattering.
Darling, you are blushing again. So, tell me, what's your dream?
Dream?
I haven't thought it through yet. So many things.
Don't
happens
stress,
then?
darling. The road is long but full of surprises. Just make sure you don't forget the most important thing.
What's that?
To always stay with your family, friends, and the most talented hacker of the century. Ayane Misono!
Yes, of course.
I wonder if they did wipe her memories.
Whoa, you agree?
So Anne is really the only one who remembers.
It's hugging time.
What? Why?
My way of thanking you. What else could it be?
No need.
Oh, don't give me that.
When I tried to hug you with
She fell asleep before I even finished speaking. Let's call it a day.
So that's basically like an origin story. GG. Yeah, it is a nice, it's an actual happy ending, you know, family, we're all together. And they essentially set up the world already. It is essentially all setting up the world. They even hinted at what else. They even left C's fate open. Because G said that basically the girl he was looking for who disappeared in the North Pole incident, she like left contingencies telling people like, oh, take care of C for me. Or, you know, at least that's what she said. So an SCP drove C insane by exploiting his desire and regret, you know, his regret over what happened in the North Pole. And the SCP that he encountered agitated him and used that and pushed him to the brink of madness to do anything that is necessary, everything that is necessary to flip the world and get back those people who went missing. So it twisted those desires into something entirely different. So what's interesting is they attributed it to an SCP, the dragon, the evil dragon. So, you know, and twisted C's desires. So whatever they're gonna happen to C now, I don't know, because he was possessed, but he was still accountable for all the destruction that happened, the mess, and it is a lot. Okay, so his whole plan then was to retrieve us by luring us to that one place. Yeah, actually, essentially that. Since we were an experiment to begin with, we were an SCP to begin with, we were always under monitor. We were always being monitored by the consortium, so it was within the power of C, the big bad, to manipulate everything and get us back into the lab. Trap us in that box. For Castor, I still don't know. Like Castor, the one with the trench coat, long hair, cowboy hat, I totally forgot his place in the story because I think he only shows up like once in one cutscene before he captured us. Like him and Melissa, I don't know what they wanted out of it. Anyway, Castor was working for C. Castor traps us. I think Castor was the one in charge of the teleportation technology. I think that it's his technology. But he got betrayed by C, tied up a loose end. He got ported over to a desert, wherever that desert could be. But they needed the portal technology with the stability and strength of 6 on Flores to bring in that staff which could destroy dimensions, or at least break dimensions from what they said, to bring about then basically punch a hole in the door to bring back C's loved ones and friends. So that's essentially the story from what I understood. And yeah, I mean, like, I didn't expect the SCP thing at the end. That is actually super trippy. I really enjoyed the last section of the game. It kind of dragged on in the middle. Like, these are just like my quick impressions of the game. The combat is pretty good. It's pretty fun, pretty tight, feels good, and the game doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, I was ready for it to end already. Not that I was rushing to the ending, but you know that feeling where you feel like the game should be ending already. But I think it was just enough. It wasn't too little. And again, this is really just one big origin story for the consortium, ANNO, the family. What's next now? They essentially turned ANNO into a Gordon Freeman from Half-Life. Same thing happened to Gordon. Essentially, he just tried to survive, got roped to things, and in the end, a G-man, same as like Dr. G, a G-Man, a mysterious entity, decides to contractualize him and wake Gordon Freeman up when they ever need his powers. So we're still under the thumb, but it seems I think we made the right choice. I think we made the right decision to trust in G. G understandably had higher ups he had to answer to and placate. Hence the control ring and all that. Of course, he had to tell the board, don't worry, board of directors. Ann's not going to leak in the hinterland and end the world. Here's some assurances. So, and now even G was the one that gave us the method to try and master our control over the power. That is a bit sudden. I didn't really understand that. Like, if it was that easy to get the hinterland under control, I'm not sure what that was supposed to be about. That last fight with Amok, which is cool. It is in the hinterland itself, and we fought in the hinterland against our other self, and we ended Amok there. But couldn't that have just been the solution already from the beginning? Like if C wanted to reset the world by opening a door for Amok, we just in the end decided to like port over there and kill Amok, and are like, yay, we control you now. And I may be missing some connection there. I did like the fact that there was a duel with our other self. Basically, that's the ending we chose, which is we're not going to side with you, Amok. We're gonna side with humanity. But G overall, I think, did what he could in his own power, and he seemed genuine. G for genuine. That monkey was the one like pointing a gun towards his, like the monkey was pointing a gun behind G, was pointing a gun at us and saying, I don't got a choice here. Put that collar on, placate the board. We'll talk after this. And now we're like semi-employed by them. They didn't wipe our memories, and then now they just set up a whole sequence of events for possible sequels. They already established the characters, the world. They can go back into this and explore other sections where they hinted. For example, they hinted it for C. I was talking about C. Now C wanted to, his sole desire before being possessed by the SCP dragon was to basically find his loved one, who was lost in the northern incident. That leaves it open. They were never found, according to the email. So there's a whole other dimension. We don't know where they were lost at. We don't know where the northern portal ended up in. And of course, being an SCP game at its heart, surprisingly, I didn't expect the SCP to be the center of this game. They can essentially just choose any kind of anomaly and go from there. They already dropped the bomb saying that this Lyman is the cause of every anomaly in the world, including stuff like the Black Plague and major disasters around the world. So they left the Lyman entirely open because the Gatekeeper project was supposed to be a way to seal the Lyman, but I guess it failed. So now they still have to search for an option to close up the Lyman, to therefore prevent any anomalies from re-entering the world. And that is the Consortium's duty. And now we are working for them, but there's going to be a lot of red tape, a lot of Consortium surveillance, and I can see that grating and adding tension to how ANNO works. If they decide to make sequels of this game, and we're working for the we're working for the Consortium, I'm pretty sure that we're going to run into a lot of like disputes about containment procedures and stuff like that. Like Sigrid also, I don't know what they do with Sigrid. Sigrid, the reality-bending child, do they just keep her in the facility? Like what happens when Sigrid grows up? Because it's so dangerous for them to also just let Sigrid live with a foster family, which is why they decided to keep Sigrid inside the facility. Because if she were the foster family, if she can dream up stuff like, I hate you. I wish a meteor would fall on us right now. Well, she would end humanity then and there. So being the most powerful, potentially the most powerful being in the entire universe, I'm also wondering why they didn't just use her powers to solve everything and bend reality into our way. I'm pretty sure there are limitations to it, perhaps only within a certain region and for an indefinite amount of time. I'm pretty sure she's not all powerful like a god. I'm pretty sure there are like limitations to her powers. In fact, we had to protect her while she was channeling her magic, and all her magic did was get the SCP out of C. So anyway, that was fun. Overall, I would give this a 7.5. Very stylish game. Soundtrack by Vanguard Sound for the electronic tunes to slash up villains in a cyberpunk world too. And they set up enough that I think if they really tightened up the pacing of the narrative, worked on the mix of the gameplay and exploration, like it felt like, well, no, actually, they can balance it out. I did like the fact that there were exploration segments and combat segments, but those two felt like two disjointed halves. Like it was clear when you're going into combat mode, and it's clear when you're going into open world mode. I didn't really find that as a problem, but I'm wondering if that system changed the way they were trying to tell the story. Anyway, I do hope they make sequels. Honestly, like they could really turn this into, well, they could go anywhere with what they established already with the SCPs and the anomalies. And now that we're working for the consortium on a contractual basis, that's a sure in already. So they put their foot in the door, and if the studio continues to receive funding, who knows, we might get an ANNO Mutationem 2. From what I remember, this isn't even the first ANNO game. I think Izzy was talking about how, like, but this is totally different from the first ANNO game. Anyway, that's all my thoughts. Thank you for everyone for tuning in for this. Let's get to chat and just wind down the night. So, by the way, if you want to know my new PC specs, oh, this is the battle station Fisher. CT460 Pro motherboard, a 3060 RTX 3060. You gotta play Control on max graphics with that, Fisher. Control, it's SCP plus Remedy action, Max Payne action. Meshify 2 Compact TG Corsair Dominator, 32 GB. You got your SSD. This sounds amazing, Fisher. And it's almost the end of the month. Is it already assembled? Are you getting it already? Is your battle station ready? So yeah, it doesn't seem interesting as a premise, Vanua. I would love to explore SCPs as Unflores. And they essentially pitched you the sequel. G was there to market us for a sequel. When the world is threatened, we're gonna call you Unflores. Origin story established. Done. So have you watched an LC teaser trailer? It's about an old beta version. Graphics are much better in the final version. Very atmospheric and charming. LC? Let's switch to my talking thing. What is LC? LC? Alright, but that concludes our first playthrough of ANNO Mutationem. I think we cleared almost everything. We were maybe lacking a few side quests, but we got to like 80% completion for the zones with side quests. I'm not sure what we missed because I didn't see any side quest icons on the map, but there was something like the photo we saw of the apartment that was left unexplored. So I think it wasn't very clear, but I think there was a point in the game where we could have left and done everything we wanted to do and then come back to the facility. But it felt like we were so deep inside the facility that there was no way. Like, they warned us about the point of no return. Like, past this threshold is the final... Oh, right! I totally forgot there's a teleportation system in this game. Right. Never mind. Before the point of no return, there was a teleporter there that I could have taken to anywhere in the world to finish up the side quests. I do have a save file before the final chapter, so yeah, I didn't expect the final chapter to be that long as well. That is pretty good. Lobotomy Corp. I've not seen the LC teaser trailer. Let's check it out. Let me just mute this. Holy crap, no wonder it's... wait, okay, wait. Volume mixer. ANNO Mutationem. Alright. Let's open a window. I'm gonna use the bathroom first, and I'll be right back, and I'll just wind down for the evening. BRB. Alright, what do we got? Okay, I'm wondering why... I'm just gonna check this thing. So the chat works on this overlay and the other overlay. But on the pause, I haven't noticed the chat appearing. Oh well. What's this? The motherboard has been delayed even further, so it might be like 2 more weeks. But at least you're able to get it for a decent price as well. Not the crazy prices that were a moment ago. But have you heard about the 40 series, the 4 series, and the price that they're charging for the GeForce 4 series? That's insane. It's like the 3060 should do you fine. But like the 4 series, it's just the price is ludicrous. So this is a teaser for Lobotomy Corp. Haha, it's very Fallout. Abnormalities management. Actually, now it's like Fallout Shelter. Magical girl? Why would they keep her in containment? Even you can do it. Oh. Oh shoot! This wasn't supposed to be it. Magical girl transformation. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, what? See, this is why, you know, at least if the SCP exists, or if something like LC exists in this world, they do this so this doesn't happen to us. It's a pretty good teaser though. Or trailer, I mean. And this is released like years ago, right? 2016. It's been a while. And that's the final game. Yeah, the final game. It looks very similar to that art style though. Ah. Definitely a different vibe. I'll have a whiskey. Neat. Yeah, Bigby gifted this to us, and we are gonna get started on this. I get so overwhelmed by management sims though. Like, I'm worried. I'm always worried with games like this when it gets to a point where I feel like I can't like keep it all in my head. Like for example with a grand strategy game, sometimes your kingdom gets so bloated, it's so difficult to manage it. Which is why Crusader Kings 3 does a great job with its systems to like they give you a checklist or a warning board, or it's very easy to find out at a glance what problems need to be addressed per round. See that girl, she looked like the one in the game. Well, she had the same hairstyle. Ad. You have to help. You have us help look for stuff as well. That is true. What do we have here? See, I have it here, Fisher. I tried it out. It is an escape room already, but I'm waiting for the right. Oh, what? Ew. Okay, we're trying to like. I'm gonna set aside time for this for the 2 games, and then Lobotomy Corporation over here. Randomly, if you watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners, Lucy's totally reminded me of Ringo. It's like Cyberpunk Girl Starter Pack. Anyway, that's random. Alright. That is it. Well, we're gonna say goodbye to Aunt Flores tonight. We have accomplished what we set out to do, which was to find our brother, and thankfully, it is a happy ending, and they set it up for a lot. Like, as derivative as the game is, and it's just blatant, like, references and just mashing it all together to what the writers wanted. Overall, it kind of does stand on its own. And then they inserted the SCP into it. Like, huh? Like, I didn't expect the SCP to pop up. But I guess it makes sense, right? So, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. But we're gonna say goodbye to this game, which frees up our Thursday slots for other stuff. Tuesday, we also finished our Tuesday game. Saturday, we also finished our Saturday game. So actually, we have a free schedule waiting to be filled with different kinds of games. I'm quite uncertain. I can't escape the SCP, Fisher. No, I love the sheer coincidence. We started streaming this game before SCP. We played SCP in between this perfectly before we got into the SCP arc of this game. It's like, you know, the fates conspired to put SCP in the path of this stream to prepare us to fully appreciate the SCP arc in this game in the end. And they even threw in stand-in of Siguros in the form of Sigrid. And instead of like caging her up, they used her powers to save the world. So that is sweet. She's like, Sigrid's like a superhero. I was just so sad after playing Sigurd's. I was so sad after playing Siguros's story in SCP Secret Files. So I'm glad that. Well, I wish they at least had a line of dialogue or snippet to confirm what happens to Sigurd after. Like, did they stuff her back in the room? Anyway, have you heard about the back rooms? No. What is the back rooms? Oh, hi Zen. These guys are SCP addicts. Vanua was the one that introduced me to SCP Secret Files. I never knew about the SCP until I played Secret Files. That is my first immersion into the world of SCP, and now suddenly it's like my eyes have been opened and I seen the SCP everywhere. I played Control, and Control was one of my favorite games, and I had no idea it was heavily inspired by the SCP universe. Control from Remedy Games, about the Federal Bureau of Control, great game, very SCP. Nope on the back rooms. What is this? Is this a... See, and I know nothing about the SCP. It is the same idea as the SCP stuff. The basic idea is that some people accidentally no-clip into the back rooms. Like the back rooms in video games, the hidden rooms we're meant to not get into. Like if you're making a map in Counter-Strike and you fly around the map, you see these secret rooms and doors, these secret areas left behind by the mappers. But no, I have not heard of the back rooms. But Zen's reaction reminds me that, perhaps this is forbidden knowledge. But anyway, I will lurk and noping if you stream it when I'm here. Okay, it's a game? Fisher linked the wiki. I'm gonna check it out. Writing is now open for object contest. Mirror site, we have a dark theme. Okay, wait, what is this? Join up. Sign up and get your ideas published. Library, levels, joke entries, themes. Oh. Levels. I'm clicking levels. Let's put it over here. So normal levels from the BAF framework vary greatly in size, danger, and inhabitability. Normal levels list. Yeah? That is a lot. So each one is a back room. In each one, a self-contained experience. I see. So as you said, it's kind of like SCPs, but for back rooms. Interesting. There are entities and objects as well, though. Canons. What are the canons? Collected below are documents unearthed about each canon. So these are like the rules of the world, I guess. Making a canon. I see. There are games for it, but it's a massive effort of creative writing. So we can like click on any of these and we get into a story. Each level is part of the back rooms with entities and creatures and objects that'll try and kill you. Level 0 is the first level of the back rooms and the first level many encounter. Where do you play these though? This is the wiki. Manila room? Hold up. What? Manila is a city in the Philippines. But then, isn't Manila also from in Spain? Because we were colonized by the Spaniards, and then they did name the city Manila. I don't know where they got that though. Anyway. Okay, so we have this. See the basics of the backroom guide. This already looks scary for me. Just Google and YouTube it and you will understand. Is it super scary? Because I get scared easily. I'm feeling like playing another SCP game for Saturday. Since we played SCP Secret Files on Saturday, we finished that. We missed last Saturday. Chat, the game heard us. Right, no, it's because we've been wishlisting SCP stuff that Steam is now recommending inside the back rooms. Is this the one you tagged? Is this the one you linked? Escape the back rooms. Mostly positive. It was only released this year. It's a 1 to 4 player co-op horror exploration game. But it's an early access. Damn it. Proximity voice chat. Can I just say, proximity voice chat is always one of my favorite features in a game. Like, I just love proximity voice chat in any game. Like, one of my most memorable experiences with it was in Hell Let Loose. It's a World War II shooter. It's in between a Battlefield game and Arma. So it's not too much a simulator, but it's not too arcadey. It's a nice middle. And the proximity voice chat there allows you to talk to, you know, get close to people and talk, even if they're not from your squad. And then people really get into their roles with proximity voice chat. So I usually play a medic in games. I was playing a medic. They were bombarding our place with mortar fire and everything. And people were like, the proximity voice chat made it sound like people were really calling for help. And they're going, medic! Medic! And it is like, so there's panic everywhere, gunfire over my head. And I was just trying to roam around. I was trying to get to them with my med pack, trying to bring them all back into the fight. And then I ran up to one of them and saying, one of them was like in proximity voice chat, Doc, how bad does it look? How bad does it look? You can tell me, Doc. I can take it. And then I couldn't help but say, you're gonna be fine, soldier. You're gonna be fine. You gotta get back into the fight. Come on. They're just so into it. You know, these experiences thanks to proximity voice chat. Okay, let's escape the back rooms. This Steam also recommended to us. Oh, that's a fun game. Is AI Somnium Files. Inside the back rooms is another thing. So this is very positive, and this was also released this year, and it is also in early access. What's happening? Is it because of the SCP Secret Files that suddenly this year there's a push for more games like this? Oh, it's also multiplayer mixed with different mechanics that'll make you spend an intense night with friends. You know, I never played Phasmophobia. Wait, it's VR? Okay. You know, I haven't touched my VR headset in a while. Because I get motion sick. VR games were supposed to be part of our streaming repertoire, but I get motion sick after like 15 to 20 minutes, depending on the game. Like when I was thinking about trying out Phasmophobia, I was planning to do it in VR alone. But, you know, I have to set it all up, and it's not gonna be a pleasant experience if I get motion sick, like not even half an hour into our stream and I gotta like call it quits. So no VR content yet for me. Unfortunately, I get motion sick super easily. But I was supposed to play games like this, and I guess shit myself. Let me wishlist this. It's also in early access. Do I even have Phasmophobia? I know Moxie Monologues Plushie Mamshi, Goose, the people who've been raiding us over the past few weeks, especially Saitama Goose and Plushie Mamshi, they have a regular Phasmophobia thing. They are like elites at Phasmophobia. What I wanted to try though was Dead by Daylight because Doki Doki, it's still installed. Just Monica. You know, Monica would get pissed if I deleted it. So I'm gonna keep it installed forever. So Dead by Daylight, because I wanted to get the Wesker DLC. Project W. I mean, eventually I'll try it out. Because, you know, I really enjoyed Rebecca and Ada. Look at that. It's just Resident Evil. First aid sprays, typewriters. Wesker. I should try this out eventually. Then I got a Warzone Medic City building recommended for you when it's ready. What is this? Warzone Medic City building. Yeah, you were mentioning about the toxic community. At least Phasmophobia is a cooperative game. Speaking of Phasmophobia, shoot. Like, I'm okay with the setting of Phasmophobia, but what I really wanted to play was... Alright, let's use our Google Foo and try to find this game. Phasmophobia Ancient Egypt. Did you know that there's actually like a competition for speed Googling? Or like it's... I forgot what it's called. But apparently they like give you a topic and then you have to go from hyperlink to hyperlink to get to the destination. Something like that. Like wiki challenges. Like getting from this wiki to a specific wiki. Something like that. It's pretty fascinating. Like you search related terms, you click on related terms, and then it's like basically you find a path of hyperlinks which will eventually bring you to the destination. Phasmophobia, Ancient Egypt. So there's like a bunch of archaeologists. But I'm trying to remember what the type... Forewarned! Forewarned. It's mummies and tomb raiding. I thought the stream was over as well. But we're just chatting now. I'm gonna check out these recommendations. But, well, the stream is technically over. Thank you again for just bringing up all those SCP tidbits. I really enjoy. It's like we went through another SCP game. We went through another SCP game, chat. Unexpectedly, in true SCP fashion. We did not know we were the anomaly. Literally, as Ann Flores. We were an SCP. Shoot. I forgot. I just googled the title. Are you kidding me? Forewarned. Oh, thank you. Forewarned. They're still in early access. Okay, this is Phasmophobia, except it's ancient Egyptian ruins. One of my favorite movies was The Mummy, as in the first Mummy with Brendan Fraser. So I got a soft spot for this. And of course, the Lara Croft reboots, Tomb Raider series in general, the reboot specifically. So this is my kind of jam. So, you know, traps, hunting for treasure. It's basically Phasmophobia, but in a different setting with, you know, having long studied Egyptian lore, you're intrigued by recent reports of structures appearing in the Sahara Desert via new satellite imaging. So again, same thing. You gear up, you unearth relics, treasure, and lore. You solve puzzles like what you see in like the movies, like the Mummy and all that. Finding an ancient tome and then saying the right words to like open the door. But it's still in early access, so yeah, it also has positional voice chat, and when you die, You have the option of serving as being a servant of the Magi. Did I pronounce Magi? Magi? Will you hold on to a semblance of your former self and help the remaining survivors, or demonstrate loyalty to your new master? So that's another twist to it. You can join the other side. Anyway, this was a long time ago. Apparently, it's still getting very positive reviews that they have not released it yet. Oh, VR. Ugh, I wish I didn't get motion sick. There's so many fun VR experiences. Hell, like I wanted to stream Resident Evil 4 VR, but I played that game and I got motion sick in 10 minutes. Okay, rock CG aside, The Mummy 2, The Mummy Returns, had some great moments as well. Was The Mummy 2 the one with the Magi? With the Tommy gun? It is super fun. You know, I love the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies. Okay, well, once you get your new PC, let's talk about this. Yeah, I have not played a lot of multiplayer games. I've not been playing a lot of multiplayer games. We've been mostly focused on single-player narrative games. So we are going to have we have a completely blank schedule right now. So I'm thinking about what to slot in for Saturday. My mood may change. But since we just finished another SCP game, I'm thinking, you mentioned the free one, right? You already recommended that. Containment Breach. Yeah, the free one. I might... How long does this take? Oh, Field of View mod, Story of Sight, da-da-da. Let's check how long to beat. Depends on your navigation skill and luck. I think you did mention this before. But let's see a rough estimate. SCP Containment Breach Remastered. How long to beat? We've been going over the... You know, they said ANNO Mutationem would only take... Actually, no. Like, under 20 hours to finish. Well, I guess it's fine. We're streaming it. We're talking a lot. We're exploring a lot. 28.7. SCP Containment Breach. Completionist is 12 hours. All styles, which is an average, might be around 5 hours. So we might knock it out over the Saturday. Oh, wait, no. Saturday I have... Right, I forgot. We have to shift the schedule because Saturdays... I'm usually... My Saturday afternoons are now occupied with longsword training. I'm getting ready for Bicoline already, Fisher. I just didn't know it. So yeah, I have HEMA on Saturday afternoon. If I'm not too tired, I'm going to stream SCP Containment Breach on Saturday. Sorry. And I'm going to be going out with my niece on Sunday. So Sunday's going to be... I'll announce it. But definitely, Vanua, based on your suggestions, again... SCP Containment Breach is gonna... I didn't expect ANNO Mutationem to turn into an SCP experience, right? So now I'm hyped up for another SCP experience. So we're gonna play Containment Breach sometime in the weekend. I'll figure out based on my schedule. But that wraps up our first playthrough for ANNO Mutationem. Love it. Good game. Good game. Will this make me want to return to Cyberpunk 2077? I don't know. I was just so disappointed by it. I'll wait for the expansion maybe, then I'll play 2077. You know, they... when I tried sparring for the first time, apparently I hit too hard. So I have to rein that in. I guess I was so in character and I wanted to kill my opponent that I went all out. But yeah, I feel over time, I'm gonna get better at it. I feel committed now to it. Especially, like, I'm keeping Bicolin in the far future. Who knows? I might be able to save up enough funds to go to Canada and go with a LARP group. I mean, it's a dream, right? It's a very expensive one, but now it's there in my consciousness, and at least I get the longsword, training longsword for it. It's a nice thing to look forward to. Other than that, I guess we're going to have another SCP experience. I trolled everyone here. I told you this was an action-adventure game. Action RPG set in a cyberpunk world. And then, surprise! SCP. So I guess that's what's happening to us now. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're really ending for sure. It's always great to see all regulars, people on stream. I did not expect to have you all for this long. Like, ever since Exocolonist days. I really appreciate it. They can still hurt. Broke his arm? God damn. That is true though. Like, I never participated in a grand melee with foam weapons, but I did play a lot of airsoft. And yeah, your survival instincts kick in, even though they're just airsoft guns. You do things you wouldn't expect your body to be capable of, because it's just fight or flight. Even if it's just toy guns, it's just something about it. And in a way, that's what also makes it super enjoyable, airsoft. So, in the future, if I ever get to experience like a LARPed grand melee, damn. Like, I was always fascinated by the systems behind that, like, especially when magic is involved. And I'm also still not sure if I want to bring in some archery into it as well. Well, we gotta start from somewhere, right? Immediate noping. I will spam a lot of nope. Thank you for dropping by, Zen, on the raid. Again, Den Mother, thank you for bringing in people from your stream. I do appreciate it. Wherever you are, Den Mother, I always appreciate your support and your community. It's so great to have you all. Yeah, I didn't know you were like you have a lot of LARP stories, Fisher. That is pretty insane. Yep. I hope the world will not end tomorrow. That's always a big thing, right? Gotta seize each day. Be grateful for each day. We never know when an SCP containment breach will happen and devour reality as we know it. A lot of things are happening behind the scenes. And I truly believe that shit like the SCP and stuff like that, I can't help but believe that there are all these shadowy organizations out there doing gods know what, probably protecting us from anomalies such as this. It is 2 a.m. in 18 minutes then, but I am wide awake because I had that can of coffee. So I will wind down soon though. But I will stay tuned for your LARP stories, Fisher. You're LARPing since 10 years old? What a great way to spend your childhood. Alright, so tentatively this weekend, well, for us it is tomorrow, Saturday. I will have a busy weekend again. I'll try to muster up the energy for an SCP containment breach or something SCP related. We'll see. So I'll announce that on the relevant channels. For anyone else who may be lurking, if you want to keep up with what's happening on the channel, and if you enjoy this content, please consider hitting that follow button and checking us out on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, where we do some big announcements of what games we'll be playing next. I tend to announce it on all those feeds. Our Discord is also open 24/7. With this one, I'm trying to get into the habit of making announcements there. But welcome everyone. It has been a great back-to-back stream. Not expect to finish this game today. ANNO Mutationem, first playthrough concluded. Not a bad game. I'd give it a 7 out of 10 for my initial impressions. And they lay down the foundations for sequels. And I'd love to play Ann Flores again and go on missions for the Consortium. SCP based essentially. So bye everyone. Take care. Thankful for all your support, especially for the ones who gifted everything, and especially for all of you who've been hanging out since the beginning of the stream. I don't understand. It is unbelievable, but I really appreciate your company. It's all been so much better having the SCP crew as well, from the exocolonists to SCP, and then now this game surprised us with SCP, and we got our resident SCP specialist Vanoa over here. You're all aware of SCPs, I'm not. I'm the rookie in here, and I'm being indoctrinated. I did not expect this from this game. That's all I gotta say. That's all I got. I do recommend this game if you want to give it a shot. I'll see you all over the weekend for most likely more SCP shenanigans. That's all I got for you, everyone. As always, welcome to the table. I always appreciate your company. Have a good one. And, well, don't poke your head into any anomalies. Okay? Bye.